You know, when are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna get married? Do you have a boyfriend? You know what I mean? Like you got if you don't if you talk too much, guys aren't gonna like you. So I feel like society is gently molding women to be the perfect helpmate for men. However, I don't feel like society molds men to be husbands.
Aren't you supposed to be a helpmate?
I don't. Hold on, Pops. I totally disagree with what you're saying, Erin.
So you feel like society it trains men to be husbands? No, y'all trained to fuck bitches and conquer hoes.
Wait, hold on.
Not to be husbands.
Well, you're flipping what I'm saying because I address the women.
And I'm addressing the men.
Right. So, but answer my question. My question. I don't believe.
I did address your question.
But hold on. Now, to your comment, I do not believe that this society is raising women to be wives. We have a culture of women saying you could do whatever you want to do with your body, regardless if it's abortion to whatever you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. And then
you can do what you want.
Right. You can't be a wife because you wait. That doesn't what?
Someone telling men that they can't do
If you let me finish,
because
I'm going outside.
Me finish,
they're not correlated. But keep going.
How can you make that statement?
Because you're saying that's what I said. They're not correlated.
So let me finish, okay? So you have women living in a society where no one can tell women what to do. This is the standard that we live under now.
Okay.
Right? Women have nobody over them to say, this is the person who's going to guide you in this and this and this.
Okay.
That is the job of the husband.
Okay.
What if he's guiding you in the wrong way?
These are all the antics that get thrown in there. What if he's not guiding you the wrong way?
What if he's doing
Let's
it the
speak
right
about
way?
that man. Let's speak about the man.
But what about the men being raised to
and that's fine. We always talk about those guys. But let's talk about the men who are doing it right.
Are you doing it right?
100%. Ask my wife.
But you just got on the right train.
Listen,
let's talk about.
I don't know what I missed.
I don't understand what your point is, but my point was
men cannot be with just one woman for the rest of their life.
My point was that women are not under any guidance. They're not under any instruction. So women are not being raised to be wives. According to who? We live in a thought culture right now.
But that's your opinion.
So I think it's also a generational.
It's the man's opinion.
I think it's a generational thing.
It would have to be the man's opinion.
When I say that,
if a woman
I feel
is
like
wife
women
material.
have been. I think maybe I can only speak of my generation and the generations prior to me, right? Because I do feel like the generation after me, they are a little bit more liberal in the things that they will allow, do, present about themselves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the younger girls, the younger women, I should say, but it's also because you had generations of men who didn't step up, who left women, let me finish, who left women to raise these children on their own, right? And let me...
say what you're saying, because I'm not putting it together. Are you just making a statement, or are you just saying the facts?
Everything that comes out of my mouth is a fact.
Okay. That men just left. All of us.
I didn't say all.
So what are you saying? Are you saying for
the
majority? Are you saying that
he threw a blanket statement out? Are these not blanket statements?
So let's pick a side. Are you saying the majority of the men in this situation just left?
No, what I'm saying is that you're saying that I said I feel like in the newer generation you have a generation of mothers, right, who had to raise their children on their own, right? Because regardless of what the reason was, right, the men weren't present in the families, right, or in the lives of their children. Okay. So if you can raise 2, 3, 4 kids on your own, right? Mm-hmm. I can understand how you could feel like Superwoman. I can understand how you could feel like I could do this by myself, or I have done it by myself. So you might not verbally be telling your daughter, like, you need to do X, Y, and Z. But like Shelly said, she saw her mom just through action running the household. So now she has said that innately that was what she saw. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm a woman. I'm supposed to run the household. So I feel like we always put all of this responsibility on the parents that stayed behind, or the parents who got left with the kids, who had to fucking raise them. But we never put any scrutiny on the other parent that took away the other half, you know, the other parent that fucking left. It's like we always talk shit about single moms, but we don't talk shit about the runaway dads. You know what I mean?
That's one part I do hate about the society. At least when it comes to black men, they're quick to point out, oh, your dad wasn't in your life. Wow, that's messed up. And you don't know why that dad left. We don't know if the mom drove that person away. We don't know if a situation happened where he felt.
How can a mom drive a dad away from a kid?
I'm not saying being. When I say
okay, I can show you without naming his name. I'll show you the young man you guys know. He's having to deal with the mom telling the kid if he doesn't go see her, oh, he's a bad person. Your dad's a bad person. So he literally has to go see her so she doesn't do that. She took her away from him. And now he's paying all this money to go visit his daughter over some bullshit.
But if we peel the onion back further.
No, don't do that, Erin.
No, why does it have to go back further? What if that is the end of the onion?
Keep trying to change the net. Listen,
Yes.
I'm not changing
let me
it.
give you a real. Let me give you.
I just happen to know the situation.
I know
I'm just-
the
but what
situation
I'm
you're talking
saying-
Yeah,
about.
but at the end of the day,
No, but you're saying
She-
like this person is still flying out or whatever they're doing to go see their kids. So
Yeah.
he's still being active in
That's
that
what
yeah,
I'm
but he
saying.
has to do it. In a sense, the kid should have never been taken from you.
I get it, but
Right,
but
but
but,
that's
but,
not
but the
you're
mom
missing
did
point.
that.
But you're
She was
missing the
saying,
point.
like, some dads just
That's my whole
disappear,
point.
period.
If he's actively
Yeah.
making a role,
Yeah, but if he doesn't, she's gonna talk dirty
point,
to
Chris.
the
But
daughter that her
listen,
dad ain't shit.
But
why wouldn't he?
why is him not doing it even a fucking option? He
Right.
should be doing it regardless.
No, he
It
was
should-
going
should
to
be-
do it regardless,
You know
but
what I
the
mean?
mom
I-
wants to make sure she has control of the
I
situation.
get what you're saying, but you're missing my point. When I said that the father is not there, I'm not meaning in the home in a platonic
Well, I got
relationship
that.
with the mother. I'm meaning an active role in the life of
But
his
you don't
child.
know what drove him away from her.
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
Erin?
But what does
Yes,
that have to do with
sir.
their kid?
This goes along.
Because
What-
sometimes
what if
y'all
it's the-
don't
So
act right.
it's fuck that bitch and the kid, right?
Yeah.
You
No,
just want to say this. So
no,
what is it sometimes?
it's not.
So
It's
what-
not.
So we don't act right then what? So sometimes it's fuck that
So,
bitch
Erin,
and the
so let
kid,
me ask you a
right?
question. So where's the responsibility
I never said
to
that.
the woman to act right for the sake of the kid?
Yes. How come it's always
we
on
never,
me?
We never hear it this way. We always hear the man should just put up with the craziness of the woman for
Yes.
the safety of the kid.
But it's
Because-
not always the woman
hold
being
on,
crazy.
Shelly, hold
It
on.
could be.
We're not
It
saying
could be,
that.
but
We're
it's
not
not
saying,
always.
we're not saying that because she said the opposite. I'm just giving you the other perspective. She said that the man sometimes just leave because he don't want to deal with the woman, but he should just be there for the kid. He should still be there for the kid.
But sometimes you don't want to deal with the kid
But my
either.
question is, but sometimes we don't want to deal with the woman.
Yes.
So why can't the woman make the adjustment to say, you know what?
I want my. That's,
Instead of me having to raise this child by myself, let me chill for the safety of this child
So
and
he
give
can
this
have
man
both
some
parents.
peace so he can have.
I mean,
we
no,
never.
when you're a parent, you're a parent, and that's what it is.
So let me
No,
say,
I
and let me say,
mean,
hold
I get
on,
your argument.
and this is firsthand.
Uh-huh.
I remember having this conversation with my mom, and when I got old enough to really understand relationships, anything that I thought about my dad growing up went out the window. My mom was a firecracker. You understand? All the time, and I tell her this all the time. I would have been bounced, nigga. Been bounced, because she don't know when to stop, and that's a lot of women, unfortunately.
Okay.
A lot of women are in that position where, regardless, and I'm not saying it's their fault. They could be put in a position where they got a lot of stress on them, whatever it is. But as adults, we all have to take responsibility. We can't just keep pushing the ball to the other court saying, well, why don't the man be there for the kid regardless of the woman? No. The woman needs to take responsibility and say, damn, I can't be like this.
Okay, so from my experience, right, and just in life, it always seems like when you have the cool baby mama, you got the ain't shit ass baby daddy. And when you got the cool baby daddy, you got the ain't shit ass baby mama. For some reason, they can never the two ain't shits can't never link up with each other. You know what I mean? Or the
they
two.
did on mine. None of mine ain't shit.
Good point.
No,
I'm saying that I don't have that situation.
I'm talking
DJ,
about
call
when
it
there's
now.
one. I'm talking about when there's one problematic parent, one problematic person in that relationship. It's like it's very rare to find two people who are cool. Like he said, both people are taking the L. We're
All
gonna-
four are cute. All four. Cool.
Immediately they were.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Erin?
but did I
No,
didn't
Erin,
say
that's-
it
that
was
is
an
true.
anomaly.
That
I
is true.
said
You
it,
did. You said it's very rare.
Okay, but does rare mean it doesn't exist?
Well, wait, I'm confused
Or it's
because
not of
but
the
Nick just said
norm.
that his mom was a firecracker and
And
he
I
would've
but
left.
but
So why'd
she,
you
No,
leave?
no, no. I'm talking about.
Why'd you
I'm
leave?
talking about
because of that reason.
I'm talking about.
So were they really cool? Because you
No,
left.
no, no. Let
No,
me,
no.
Erin, I can speak firsthand. I've seen all my dad's women in a room together at a party. No problems.
Right.
The strangest thing I've ever seen.
No, that's like
They-
in my
But
family.
why is that
That's
strange?
not
Because
strange.
Because-
That
because-
happens
because
in my
most
family
women,
all the
y'all
time.
don't- that's
You're
not how
saying
y'all
it's
roll.
Not strange. I'm giving you my perspective.
That's not
Okay.
how women roll.
To me, that's not what I've seen in life
Yeah.
from women.
Okay.
When they have different baby mamas, they don't typically get along like this. Like everybody is just really good friends. So I can speak firsthand. I've seen this. What I was speaking about from my mother was her dynamic in relationships, not the dynamic of the family. Right? When it
Okay.
came to us being a family, like my little brother Justin grew up at my mom's house. That's not my mom's kid.
Right.
No problem.
I think you guys just
And-
are just hell bent on not listening to what it
Erin,
is that I was saying.
I'm not going against you. I'm just giving you
Wait,
other
your perspective from what
Right.
you've seen, right?
Right.
So I started off
by saying,
from my perspective and the things that I have seen, right? And how I started that bitch? Right. Okay.
No, I got
It
you. So,
seems
right,
to be.
right. And he was
Right.
just giving you the other perspective. And
Which
I'm just
is-
adding on to
Right,
it.
but he interjected his perspective as if mine just was something that just wasn't
I didn't say
possible.
it didn't exist. All I said is there's 4 moms that's involved that in my life on that end. And they've never had a problem.
Okay.
Wasn't no kind of
I
problem.
never said that.
And again, I know I said this about the group WuTang, how I didn't get their music until I saw this story on how every single one of their daddies walked out of their life. Every single one.
I saw that too.
Every single one walked out their
And
life.
they didn't even correlate it until that moment.
Yes.
That moment. Yeah.
And then it started to click for me then I started to understand the music. Because it didn't click before, because these dudes didn't have no dad in their life. Every single dad. Some dads walked out because of crack, cocaine, going to jail, trying to hustle, trying to get paid, trying to meet other bitches, whatever it was. But there were other things in their life. But at the end of the day, they walked away. Now, should they have gone back to make sure yes, they should have.
Right.
But they didn't.
Right. But you know what society will do? Look at that woman with those 2 kids by herself, raising them by herself.
Power.
But these men just walked out. That's what I'm saying. We always penalize and blame the parent that stayed and not the one who decided to chuck the deuces.
I think, too, I don't know where it came from, but at some point in society, if the man leaves, then the kids stay with the mom. I don't know why it was that way. Because
we birthed them in our bellies.
Yeah.
We were strong.
So when me and his mom decided they wasn't going to work out, I said, okay, let me take the kids. She's all, I got them. Okay, you got it.
Okay, so
and then at a certain age, right around 10, 11, boys start to become men. So every little thing of what their mom says becomes, anyway, bitch, in their head.
Okay, so do you remember probably about a year ago, right? We were having this discussion, and I said, if I was with a guy, right, and we had a child, and
you said you would give your
right, and I was crucified.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
I was crucified.
No, you weren't.
I was
Not by me.
Wait, what did you
I
say?
even said I would live in the same school district and everything to make it easy for everybody, and I was
I didn't
crucified.
They probably did.
I was
did.
crucified for that. But you just sat up here and said that you tried to take him and she wouldn't give him up, right?
At the time.
But if she would have, you would have took him, right?
Yes.
So what was the difference?
No.
Him?
Yeah. What do you mean? What was the difference?
That's my whole point. It's like
she said, "Well, no, they'll stay here." I was like, "All right, cool." But as boys get older, just boys,
I get that.
They become this thing where, and I tell every young mom that when your son gets 13 or something, he's gonna say something to you that you're gonna forget when he was that little, hey, little buddy, and he's gonna be like, "Anyway, mom." And it's not, just so you understand, it's not against you.
I get it.
It's that woman
just a
thing.
coming of age.
Yes. And if women understand that, then they're able to deal with their sons and go, oh, you becoming a man. All right, we got to get your daddy over here.
So what should men understand when it comes to their daughters? Like, oh, you're becoming a woman.
Like, I'm having to understand with my daughter, with Maya is, I can't do her like I do with Brooklyn. I have to do it totally different. So we have I go in there, we talk, I sit down with her, I gotta lean my head, I gotta show her. I can't just walk in and go, by saying I love you, by saying, oh, clean your room up, I'll be back in, you look cute. No, I have to go in there and sit down and talk to her. I picked her up yesterday from her friend's house, and we just talked. I said, we gotta drop Brooklyn off, because he got a game. And she said, well, the game's out for 2 hours, what are we gonna do? I said, we can talk. And she laughed. And she was like,
talk for 2 hours with your teenager?
That's what I thought I was going to do.
Did it happen?
No, she put her earbuds in.
I was going to say, how much time did you get in?
Well, you know what? She might get that from watching you. Because do you sit with Michelle and talk to her for 2 hours?
That's a good point, Shelly.
So she's probably looking at you like, why am I going to talk to you? You don't even talk to my
Why
mom
you
or
don't
my
think
stepmom.
That has anything to do
Yeah.
with it.
Why not?
It does. Kids notice everything.
They notice
Good
everything.
point, Shelly.
Yeah, but because they notice everything, do you change how you live your life because kids are watching?
That's the whole point of having kids. It makes you hyper aware of your positive and negative attributes because you don't want that to be imposed on this new little person. But I ain't got kids, But this nigga with 8, let me know. He just asking all these questions.
I'm here. That's what I'm here for.
I'm
That's what I'm
his
here for.
fucking youngest.
But
is
I
about to be
did not.
18, and I was wondering.
I was trying to remember. I remember when you said that, and I didn't go against you on that because you said I'm gonna give it to the dad, and I was like, okay, it's very rare that happens, but yeah, I have a problem with that. Caller, I'm sorry.
Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from? Okay.
This is what you do when you
Everybody says that shit. It's not possible.
doing all the other stuff. Clean that stuff up as you go. So then all you have to do is tell your son, throw your ass.
Call from 1-832-213-8158.
Stand there and teach him. Take a few minutes to teach him how to do it, just like everybody else was saying. So when he gets older, he'll know what he's doing and how to do it on his own. Because he's getting a little bit too old to not know how to do certain things.
And I also believe it's a cop out to go, oh well, I don't want you to do dishes or do that because you're gonna fuck it up. No, I'm gonna show you how to do this shit.
But it's like
so
you
can
trust
fuck
him.
it up.
He wiped his ass well, right? You taught him that.
Shelly said
But I think a lot of it also has to do with.
How to wash clothes?
Is he talking to
Does
me?
he know? Does he know how to wash clothes?
He knows how to bring him downstairs.
You wash all his
Shelly,
clothes? You won't even
real.
throw a load in for himself?
He will break our machines.
How?
Then you got to show him how to do it.
Shelley?
You got to show him.
Yeah, you gotta show him at least.
I'm gonna say this.
I don't know what happened. My older son knows how to do all of it. My younger one,
Because some kids
I don't
just
know
have
what
that.
Would you don't take this the wrong way? But I'm talking about the skill level he has. Would you date your son? Like, just think about that. Like,
No.
right. So that's how I would look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look out for the women he gonna run into. Like,
a lot of it has to do with also that,
you know what I'm
like,
saying? Because they're gonna be looking
I'm
like.
say this, and I don't want you to get the cry face.
What?
This is what it is.
That right there.
You do not want him at any disadvantage to have anybody else doing anything for him. You want
That's your
him
point.
to be able to do everything for himself if he
Yeah, 'cause
chooses.
he might stay with
Now,
a
if
girl
a
who
woman
shit
decides that
because
she
she's
want to
tricked
do
her.
shit for him, that's cool.
That happens.
But what you want him to do is be efficient enough to do everything for himself.
So he
I
like
don't need a
fishing.
mother to do shit for me.
Yeah,
That is true.
Vernon, this might be the
Call
first time I'm gonna agree with you in a very long time
1-832-213-8158.
because I am a
But other than that,
All right, Vern.
Vernon. Hold on,
Vern, we got another call.
I'm a firm believer.
Turn your lawnmower down.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Call it.
hey,
Hey, McVeigh.
Put some enthusiasm in your
Hey, how
voice.
y'all
What's going on?
doing?
What's going on, man?
Hey, great conversation thus far. If I could add my 2 to 3 cents,
Okay.
I think you guys are somewhat having the same conversation, except for the departure of understanding that Speedy's a little older, therefore he has a traditional sense in which how he views family.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that. He just, he's a little older than us. But what I think, in my opinion, is that, being that, your spouse works, a full-time job or whatnot, I, for one, believe that there should be shared responsibilities within the house. So the man takes part as well as the wife and the kids. But I also believe in what Nick was saying earlier as far as, kind of peeping out your spouse's parent or whatnot. You just heard what Shelly just said, and that's a great example of what that is, in a sense of she's kind of taking on the characteristics of her stepmother. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. If Tony's okay with it and it works, that's just what works. Everyone's household is different. But if I could add any bit of advice, what I would say is always understand that no two households are the same.
Yes.
So what works for one person's household may not work for the next. That doesn't mean that it's broken or that it's a toxic environment. It's just that that's what works. Like, I don't agree with a lot of things that I hear Shelly say in regards to Tony. But agreeing, Tony loves her, and they built something that was great for their family. So you can't do anything but applaud that. But I also don't agree with 99% of the stuff Speedy says in terms of, his marriage. But because Michelle is white, I'm okay with it. But what I'll say to end the conversation is that, find your happy place. Understand that gender roles are cool. But I think what Erin did was great, and I'm glad Speedy isn't stubborn enough to not recognize it. is that you can't give your daughter gender roles and then expect her to be one way, but not have the same for your son.
You're right.
They both are human beings, and they both have to be catered to emotionally and psychologically in the same way.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Big Bang.
I appreciate
And,
that.
Blessings.
and Aaron, I'll give you that.
Good call.
I
Oh,
hate
shit.
having to give you that, but yeah, I'll
Wow.
give you
Call
that.
ended.
It did open my eyes because as soon as I got home, I said, shit. But I told her, I said, you know, I learned it doing the radio show, and
You
she was
wanted
like,
to say job. She knew you was gonna be lying.
Maya said, thanks, Dad. But now, like, she'll do the dishes, but she only does it because she wants me to take her somewhere.
Okay.
That's most teens.
Yeah, but I asked her not to do that. I said, if you're going to do it, just do it. You know, because otherwise I think you're going to be waiting for me to take you somewhere. And I have to get on Brooklyn because he'll text every 5 minutes for me to come pick him up. And I'm like, my man, you hit me one time, I'll be here. But don't keep hitting me like, how far away are you? Don't keep doing that. I hate that shit. So,
So do you, being that you have all boys and you finally have a granddaughter, right? Congratulations.
yes!
So
Shelly
anything
is
that
the
you have
granny.
planned, like saying that you didn't have any girls that you have planned for your granddaughter?
I don't know. I just want more grandbabies.
Damn, you just got this one.
I know.
How old is the baby? It's only like
2
months.
days.
Almost
Shit.
2 months, yeah.
I was.
She got to spend like the first
I
month
I
with her, right?
love babies.
Have
They're
you seen the
so
baby?
Cute. Yeah, that's why I was in Jersey. That's
You
why I'm
gotta
going
tell
back
the,
for
you
a
gotta tell the
month.
fans. You gotta tell the fans. They don't know where you
She's
been.
so
What's her name?
cute. Daniela Michelle.
Daniela Michelle.
She has,
You know what's really sweet?
Which is her
she has two
her
first names, or
first
that's a
name.
middle name?
Well,
What,
because
Daniela?
Michelle was my
Michelle.
birth name, and so he gave Michelle.
No, I know, but
To
she
her
have, like
as
my
her
little
middle
sister has
name.
2 first names.
No, that's her middle
Oh, okay.
name.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
what's even sweeter is that my son, my firstborn, put my husband last name on the birth certificate.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh.
Shouts out to
Right.
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony Tone?
Shouts
Yes.
out to Tony.
So the
He said
baby
this is
has
your
Tony's
grandbaby
last
too.
name?
Yeah,
Oh, that's beautiful.
because his dad's
He's a good
not
kid.
around.
You got good. And
Shouts
she
out to
always
Tom.
says like Rio. Rio's actually a really good kid. Most of
good
these
kid.
kids, no, you know,
Most of these kids are really
really good.
kids.
Your son is
I
really
Except
good
when he's
kid.
like doing.
Yeah, I mean, but
Bad
but,
thing.
but
For
things,
yourself.
they're going to do some shit. Brooklyn did some shit. They did some shit.
Right.
Just don't know if Justin.
Was
did.
Tony moved by the gesture?
He was very moved. At first, I don't think he believed him. But then, when he gave birth and sent us the birth certificate,
Yeah, that's deep.
saw it?
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
like, did he
wow.
cry? He probably cried. He probably.
I'm sure he probably did inside.
Yeah, he probably went in the room by himself and
cry?
dropped a tear. That,
You're a cry.
I know you
No.
cried, Shelly.
I didn't
Shelly,
cry.
you
I was
cry
so
with everything.
excited. Why would I cry?
You always
I
cry.
cried when I left Jersey. I haven't cried leaving Jersey in years. The last time I cried was
Wait,
when I moved here.
Is this still when I was in Jersey, it was like the #1 COVID epic center and shit in America. Is it still like that?
I mean, I don't know, but I had my mask and a shield, so I was good.
Did anybody else have masks on out there? I know the
Yeah.
East Coast
I
kind
had-
Have
of
you guys been hearing about all these fights on these flights lately?
Well, I just saw the
Fights.
one.
No, I know it was a shit.
saw that
Because of
one.
the masks,
It's been
or
It was just
What was that fight about?
caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Who knows? Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
DJ
What's up, DJ?
What up, DJ?
Say it again.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah,
there
we
we go.
hear
Now
We
I
got
can hear
you.
you.
We
Yeah.
got you. Yeah.
All right, so some of the things I just wanted to speak on, like some of those things, like the little, like cleaning up and stuff. Like I don't think those are big deals, especially for a man. Like a man can pay somebody to do that. Like
that.
yeah, you teach it to them like one time, but is it something that you just beat into their skull? Like you have to be the perfect cleaner. You have to clean everything to the T. Like when you got dishwashers and
DJ out there Vegas.
services and
DJ,
But most
Yeah.
did your
don't
mom
pay
did
for
your
it.
mom have you do the dishes at home?
not really.
Okay, so you don't know how to do dishes.
Not really.
No, I know how to do dishes. Like I said, she taught me how to. Like who don't know how to wash dishes? Like yeah, you wash dishes, but am I sitting up there washing
No, a lot of
dishes?
No, I'm
Everyone
saying,
knows.
but you know how to wash them where they're clean and nobody's gonna get sick, right?
Especially a cup. I know you can't wash a cup good, nigga.
Right?
People don't wash the
Yeah.
handles.
That's what I.
They don't know
That's
how
what
to
we
wash
meant by no.
Wash dishes?
I'm not. We're not saying that Tony or Rio needs to do the dishes all the time, but he needs to know how to do them so that when he moves on, he can do dishes.
But most men
Absolutely.
don't pay for a cleaning. Like most men who are on their shit and they like living in clean spaces, you know what I mean? They'll shell out the extra $60, $75, whatever, and get a cleaning lady.
Yeah,
but most men won't.
No,
They won't.
For what?
Yeah, but if you got women in your life, you don't need to hire no cleaning service.
Say that again. Say it again.
If you have women in your life that care about you and love you, you don't really need a
So
cleaning
they supposed to
service.
just be your
Talking
mom.
about, I is loving
blood.
her. I'm not saying clean all damn day.
Listen, I'm a mama's boy, right? So my mama
You
did
think?
mostly everything
Sounds
for
like
me.
it.
I didn't have to do a lot of things. But
Yeah.
I know how to do everything. Also, when I had my first crib, my first apartment, when I first moved to Vegas, I didn't clean it up, and it was getting clean, but it wasn't about me. Like, you know what I'm
Vegas,
saying?
you probably
Like,
had like a
even if-
topless freaking man or whatever.
At the
you
end
call
of the
it.
day, they don't
You
believe
don't have
you.
that much game, Shelly.
I mean, it's
No,
just
but
a
they're so
pick-me.
cheap on
I
the
mean, you
strip.
got to be a pick me to go to somebody's filthy house and clean it up from top to bottom.
What is a pick?
But there's a
Pick me,
difference between
pick
a
me.
filthy
I
person
got all the
and a
great
house
qualities.
that's
Pick
just
me,
not
pick me.
super clean.
Sounds racist.
That's a pick
But that's how you also check the temperature of a woman. If a woman comes to your house and sees your house is a little bit messy, and she don't clean it up, it's like, hold on, like, you just don't sit
Oh, no, I gotta agree with the ladies on this one, DJ.
Yeah, we might have to let you go on this one,
All I
DJ.
do is call my homegirl like,
yeah,
that
I
this
do
place
got
was
life. I
filthy.
do got life
No.
fucked up. You're absolutely right about that.
Why would you
Why
expect
would you
somebody else to
expect
clean
me?
your
Yeah.
mess? That don't even
I
make
don't
sense.
expect nobody to do nothing, but in my house, my house has always been, if my house is not the cleanest and a female come through, she just always cleaned it. So I can't speak
Nah.
for everybody else.
Why
No,
you
hey,
ain't
DJ.
all over
Why
your
do
house
you like
either?
that?
I'm going to
And
say
And
this
that's why
much.
girls aren't finding husbands because they're
Yeah.
doing shit like that, and
Yeah.
guys are like, "Well, I don't gotta wife." her 'cause she
Unfortunately,
don't do it anyway.
DJ, we never
No,
in this
good point,
room
Shelly.
all agree on one
Good point.
thing. For the first time,
Yeah, never.
you ain't shit. Look
Yeah,
here.
we all agree on
There's
this.
no way a girl's going to come to my house and it's going to be filthy when she get there. It's
said
already going to be clean.
But listen to what you just said. Y'all listen to what you're filthy. I'm not a filthy person.
No,
If
no,
your
no,
house
no,
ain't
no.
clean
But
when
you
she
gotta
get there,
cleaned up. I mean, you don't have to be filthy, but if I have to actively clean it up,
that means it's
then
filthy.
it's not clean.
It doesn't, but I'm not talking about just a filthy household. You got dishes piled up, you got stains on the wall. Like
So I'm
that's
supposed to
nasty.
just come in
Who
like
lives
pick
like
up
that?
the drawers
That's not
from
what I'm
2 days
talking
ago,
about.
your socks from last
Clean
Friday.
your shower.
The Hot Pocket wrapper away.
That's not what I'm
Little
talking about.
fucking knobs
But
on the
I'm
side
always
of the
saying, like,
toilet
I might
down
have-
Yo,
the
we don't
bottom,
agree on
like,
much in this
Food
room,
might
but
be
we
here
agree
and
you
there.
ain't shit.
That's
Yeah,
Listen,
DJ,
I got somebody right now.
Impossible.
I don't clean shit.
Pick me usually
In my
get
house
picked.
right now, I don't clean shit.
You don't-
But I got somebody.
Here it is.
I'm not
See,
lonely out here.
So, Shelly, how you feel about this?
I mean, there's
DJ say
somebody
he
out
don't
there for
clean
everybody.
shit.
Somebody
Yeah.
out there for
Somebody
DJ,
for
I
everybody.
can't agree with you
me.
on this, man. I help my rib clean up, man, so I can't go with you on that, dog.
That's cool. Listen, every household
That's
is not
foul,
the
nigga.
same.
I do
Everybody
my
gonna run
part.
their household different. I have the luxury to where I don't have to clean anything.
So what
Like, but I
luxuries
do
does
the
she-
other
does she
day. I
have by
loaded
being
the
with you?
dishwasher. I put all
She
the
might have a
dishes
whole nother side
in the
dude. You don't
dishwasher.
know.
and
Yo,
ran the
DJ,
dishwasher.
you didn't
I don't
answer the
have to
question.
do
DJ,
anything.
answer
DJ.
Aaron's question.
So you said
What's
that
the question?
You said that you have the luxury of having someone who does that for you. So I was asking you, what luxuries does she have
Great
by
question.
being with you?
Great question.
She got all the luxuries that
All
she
the luxuries.
She gonna sit down here and list everything that
Shelly
I do.
said
for my
what
woman.
luxury, boy?
Give me one.
Would it
I
shock
mean,
you?
said
If she,
what?
would it shock you if she had a side
You know
dude?
that I'm talking. What does she have through you that you
Shelly-
do for her that she don't want to do for herself?
Shelly said she got a side nigga.
No, I did not say. I said, would it shock you if she had a
That's not
side
my
dude?
business. If she did,
Yeah, it is.
She
Your
did?
voice got up kind of high.
All right, so what
Wait,
does
she
she
said
get
she
in
did?
return?
Yeah.
He said he wouldn't care.
whatever she wants.
No,
What does
no,
that even
nigga,
mean?
no.
What does that
No,
mean?
You said a
Like you pay
standard,
all the
right?
bills, like you give her money,
Right,
like
because
what's
you
going
set a
on?
standard that she cleans the
But
house.
this is what I'm saying. Y'all go listen. You can say all the little things you want to say to try to change.
No,
make me
we
change my
asking.
answer.
We're
But my
asking.
answer is going to
Question.
stay
We're
the
not
same.
trying to-
Whatever she wants. So if she asks me for something, I'm gonna get it. If she asks me to do something, I'm gonna do
So
it.
if she asks you to clean up,
whatever.
what if she asks you to clean up?
If she asks me to clean up, I'm going to clean up.
So what
The
are you
other day,
standing
I
on
loaded the
then?
dishwasher. I washed the
Your
dishes.
pimp hand is horrible, nigga. How you gonna say I don't clean up shit? But if she asks me to clean up, I'll clean it up. I don't really care.
Exactly. Because
What are you
you're not
talking
understanding
about,
the dynamics of that. That's exactly what I said. I don't have to. I don't have to do anything.
It's like, nigga,
But
so
if
you
I
run his
want
house.
to,
Anyway, we should have-
I can. But if I go home right now, my house is clean. You feel me? Like I said, but I can
But
load
maybe
this
she's just a clean
I let her
person,
know.
though, DJ. That's not really you.
Yeah, but
maybe she
but
don't
I
want
let
you
her
want to be
know
nasty.
that-
Maybe she don't want roaches.
Yeah.
Well, you let her
But
know
at
what?
the same time, I let her know that I don't need her to do any of that
I
because
never
I
said
can
that.
do all of that
I've never
myself.
used those
Somebody
words. when it
lets
came
me
to
know
Okay, so
that
you
they don't
said-
need me to do anything.
Wait, DJ, so you saying you have a woman who just likes, she just appreciates a clean household.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should never use
That's
the
not how you.
words.
That's not how you phrased it. But go
I'll
ahead.
let her know. I think
But no,
that's not cool.
but that's just.
But I
like
got what you're
said,
saying.
it's- Y'all,
Somebody said
yeah,
hang
yeah,
up
but
on
yeah,
this
y'all
nigga.
trying to change the words. I'm saying.
No,
yeah,
I'm
because
just- you
that's
said-
what
Words
it
are
is.
important.
But
They
also
have
take
meanings.
into
And the
consideration
right words are the
that
right
You
she's
said
words.
I'd let her know.
He said, I'll let her know I don't
Alright.
need her to do anything for me.
Yeah, I don't think you should say that when it
And
comes
I
to a
just said,
woman.
if someone
Yes,
let me know that they
listen,
didn't need me to
I've
do
told her
anything,
that-
I wouldn't do
I've told her
nothing.
that to her face that I don't need her to do anything for me.
Why would you
She's
do
not
that?
doing anything.
But you don't
that
have to
I
let a
cannot do.
woman know that.
Let me know, so I know.
But
So
I
what's
yes,
the-
I have to.
So DJ, I'm confused. What's the dynamic there? I don't want to say what's the point. What's the dynamic of the relationship if you don't need her to do anything?
There's no dynamic. We just in a relationship together. We love one
Y'all
another, so we
homies?
with
Y'all
each
got
other. But
kids? You guys have kids
They got two
together?
girls.
Oh, that's why she's
yeah, we got 2 kids together.
Stuck.
Well, Erin said she's stuck.
And also, I wanted to speak on that. I wanted to speak on
He
that
just
as
said
well.
they have no
as with
dynamic
like
in their relationship. His words.
He did say that.
So,
But I wanted to speak on how y'all was talking about like the baby daddies and the baby mamas and stuff like that. And everybody always blame the dad. The dad just got ghosted and left and
Yeah.
blah blah
right.
blah and all
No,
this.
some of these women be out
Women
pocket.
don't really take accountability in that situation. And the way I see it is, I'm not gonna jump through hoops. There's certain things that I'm not gonna do just to be able to see my kids or take care of my
Like I
kids.
said,
You
I
should
got-
jump through hoops to do whatever you can.
I'm
to
with
see your
Shelly on
kid.
this
What
one.
are you talking
nigga.
about?
I'm with Shelly on this
Is
one.
he
What
on crack?
Are you on crack?
Dude, you
Shelly,
are
Shelly
so
said you're on crack.
Shelly, that's an old
Dude, let
drug.
me
You
tell
gotta
you
use
something.
a
I'm
newer drug.
When
But
I
what
had-
I'm saying is,
Showing your age, Shelly. Use a newer drug.
When I had my son, my first son,
See,
his
ecstasy.
dad was psycho and literally took him away from me.
But
Like,
you knew he was
physically
psycho when you met him.
took him
right?
away from
You
me.
did know that.
I had nothing. I
Was that
literally
about
came
you?
out of the group
Was
home
that
and I had
about you or
nothing.
his kid? Like he just
It
wanted
was
his
about
kid?
Yeah,
him
you probably
hating
just
me,
loved
wanting
it.
to hurt
Okay,
me.
gotcha,
He
gotcha.
took my son, like literally a whole year I did not have my son.
Right.
Like as a kid, as a baby. Like I would visit him like
How
on the
does that
weekends.
feel?
I literally did whatever I
Pissed off
worked
now, nigga. What do you
100,000
mean?
jobs. I hired a lawyer. I literally did whatever I had to do to go
Right.
get my baby back.
Right.
Like there was nothing in this world that was gonna stop me. I don't care if he put a hit on me. I didn't give a shit what the fuck
God
he did.
He's
damn.
Italian, so
Literally,
you know.
right. And I'm
That's
like,
different.
I'm getting my baby
mob
back,
shit.
and I got my baby back.
And
Like,
now he grew.
I got my
There's
baby.
nothing
daddy,
you can
and
tell
he
me
don't
that
remember
that
that
shit
shit.
at all,
I'm
though.
sorry.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
remember.
different.
Sounds
Which is
like
sad,
you.
because
It sounds
I'm
like it's
telling
a
you, it's
relationship
just-
full of love and happiness. I wish you guys the best.
So I don't
All
understand
right,
those
DJ, the
dads
biggest.
when they don't fight for their
They
kids.
said the
No.
bottom of DJ toilet stinks.
Nope.
I mean, your woman had to get cleaner, nigga. That's what that means, nigga.
You want to put that on here? You want to put that on here?
No, that's all good. I need to play
But you know what the crazy kicker is after all that drama? Once my son went into middle school, disappeared, never talked to him again.
Because it was a control issue with you.
Yeah, it was a
I don't
control
know, I feel like
he
I
knew he was trying to get to
In
you.
one of those shoot the messenger type people because you know how the chat room says. Because I am single and I don't have kids, so obviously I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Even though everything that comes out of my
I
mouth
would
is
say it's not
facts.
that you don't know what you're talking. It's just like I never forget. We was doing a Speedy's Comedy Corner, and we had a marriage counselor come on to the show. And at the time, Buddy Lewis was on the show, and he was married. And he asked the marriage. He said, "Have you been married?" And he said, "No." And Buddy said, "There's nothing you can tell me about being married if you ain't married."
Right.
And most people feel that way about you. If you were to say anything about kids, and they will, "Do you have kids?" And you go, "No."
But I've been a kid.
Yeah,
so-
but you can't tell me
Because
that's a different situation as being a
I
kid
understand. I
and
don't
raising
have to-
kids.
I get that, but you also have to understand this person that you're raising, right? Just because they're a child right now, they're not going to be a child forever.
Yeah, but they're a
And
child
you're
at that
Right,
time.
but you're dealing with the person at the end of the fucking day.
No, I'm not.
You're just
dealing
dealing with
the
a person
child.
that's only been here for 4 years. But
Yes.
at the end of the day, you're dealing with a person. So yes, I feel like a lot of times we do a lot of coddling with these fucking kids when we really shouldn't. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're
But
right.
it's like it's not because I don't know it. It's just like I know just the kind of the psychology and the dynamics of how what you're doing is going to have a lasting effect. It's like the
Okay, well
saying
then you
says-
heard me wrong then, because it wasn't about whether that point. It was the point of what Buddy was. You're not married.
Yeah,
So you
I
can't
agree
tell
with him.
me how to be married.
agree with him.
So most people
Do you know what
live
I
on.
hear
Hold
when-
on. Most people live on that standard of, if you're not living this life, you can't tell me how to live.
Do you know,
that
like,
life.
okay, so for the buddy comment,
I
you know what
agree
I
with
hear
that,
when I hear that, like, you're not married, so you can't tell me anything about marriage.
Mhm.
Like, you've never been as miserable as me, so you can't tell me about our situation.
Yes,
it's, like,
it's hard.
But just because
It's hard
I'm
for me
not,
to take your criticism or
because
whatever you're gonna say.
you feel there's a certain level of misery that marriage brings from the married people.
No.
Let them tell the
That's not,
story.
that's not, I don't
That's
think
a
it's
little harsh.
Yeah, I don't
About
think it's
I don't want to say
misery.
misery, but disappointment.
No,
I think you're
or
hearing the other side.
compromise
No,
or
no,
something like that.
no.
So I
what I think is when if you're a solid person, you make a commitment and you honor that commitment, right? Because like my pop said, you can always do what you want to do.
Mhm.
So it's really about you having to honor what you said that you're going to do. That takes stress on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to change.
So just imagine, even let's take it something simple, right? If
Okay.
you said I'm gonna keep my house clean every spick and span for 30 days,
not happening.
right? But just imagine how much
Not for
stress
me.
you're gonna be under just the little things, right?
Yeah.
A nigga dropping a piece of paper, you're gonna notice everything now. So when you're married to somebody and you're around that person all day, every day,
Mm-hmm.
you see everything.
I get that.
All the little niggas, when a nigga when you turn over, they hear.
Yeah.
Just something that
But
simple.
that doesn't mean
and
that
you like,
somebody
damn.
can't give you advice because everybody's
But
dynamic
what I'm saying
is
is,
different.
if you don't go through that, right?
Mhm.
If
Or
you
haven't
don't
been
have
through
to
that.
have those conversations, like, damn, I can't leave, she can't leave. We got to sit down and work. If you don't have to do those things, it's hard to relate to those things.
That's like I think people that's been on drugs, right?
Okay.
And they go to rehab. The motherfuckers they talk to have been on drugs. Those are people that they'll respect and listen to. If you went there and I go there and I've never been on drugs,
Crack.
I've never had a habit, never been on crack, and I'm going to go tell somebody who has been on crack what they need to do, they would look at me and go, I can't take your advice. And I'll go, why?
Okay.
I know what the fuck I'm talking
I'll give
about.
you that.
And they'll
Right.
go, no, you don't.
That's a good example.
Crack is.
Don't do that.
I'm glad you took crack for a good
No, I'm just saying.
feel on the
That's
crack
a good
thing.
But
example.
I
would
guess-
be, I'm not the friend to have if you have an addiction.
Thank you, Deron.
Same thing with me. But I do understand
Thank you,
that
Courtney.
when it comes to like I said, being married, I didn't know I could stop not having sex with other women.
You didn't know that?
What?
No, because I
It took you saying I do for it to
yes,
click.
yes, because before that I was just nigga
So up until I do, you was still fucking other bitches?
pretty much.
I didn't think you was gonna admit that, but hey.
You're not married. You ain't married. Nigga, what the hell?
I said up until he
Again,
said I'm married.
I think
so
the-
Friday night he was, but on Saturday I do.
Hey,
That's
nigga, pretty much. No.
Nigga, till you single, nigga.
That's right. You know
And
me.
I think once you get married, everything that far as fucking and all that shit is wiped off the slate. You can't go back to when you were single. No, motherfucker, when I was single, I was single.
So basically everything starts at
The
I
day
do.
I get married.
Everything. So
Yes.
everything prior to I do, charge it to
That
the
was
game.
that was charging. That's
Water
what you
under the
did.
bridge.
That's what I did. We was in them streets.
I could take that.
We
That's
was on
it.
even
That's
now.
That's how I
I
roll
could
too.
take that.
Now we come clean with a clean slate and we take off running.
I
from
do it
there.
like you're born. It's like in baptized.
Yeah.
You're born again, nigga.
I could take that. I could
Whatever
rock with
happened
that.
before
That's all
then,
it- yeah.
I don't
If
even wanna
somebody
talk about
came to me and said, you know your girl fucked a gang of people before you got married. Okay,
Who
whatever.
hasn't?
I'll probably choke a nigga.
They
if
say,
you
hey,
do that
look.
for me, nigga. FYI.
Who
I'm gonna choke you.
Look,
out
who
on the
hasn't?
spot, nigga.
Right.
Who ain't been in the streets, nigga? I was in the streets,
I'm not.
but I never thought I could not.
Because every time I try to get in these streets, so disgusting.
It's bad now. I feel sorry for y'all.
It's disgusting.
Not we don't. Me and Shelly.
It's
don't.
even
And
worse
it's like
now
if
'cause-
even the old niggas don't know how to act. Like before, you could be like, "Fuck these young niggas. Let me go give me a little old sugar daddy." Now the old niggas don't know.
Cause
How
now
to
the
Hey,
old
because they
niggas
know
got
they
cameras.
work.
Old
Speaking
niggas
of
on
sugar
TikTok.
daddies,
Right, now
I've
the old
seen
niggas
them
on
all over my
TikTok.
Yeah, and they got
TikTok.
camera
Yes.
phones.
Yes, they got camera phones now.
And
Carla,
these
what's your
sugar
name? Where
daddies
you
are
calling
joining in
from?
on it.
Okay, I'm not gonna
This nigga's hilarious.
I don't know nothing about it, and
Good
first off,
point,
I don't
Vernon.
care.
Don't
But
talk
what
about
I'm
no pussy.
going to say is that once you stand in front of whoever you stand for, raise your hand or whatever you're going to do, you're not only making a commitment to your partner, you're making a commitment to the high one as well.
I thought you were about to say
Yes.
family.
You're
Most
making
definitely.
a covenant. You're making a covenant with your partner
I agree
and
with you on
God.
that.
You're
Yes.
promising God and your partner that you will do nothing to destroy the sanctity of your marriage. So therefore, people
Even though you're not
that's
gonna be
something that
Let's have a gospel podcast, Vernon.
no, it's not, I'm just telling you what it is.
Victory with
I'm not
Vernon.
trying to be. I'm not trying to tell you the gospel. I'm not trying to do.
Hey, we need a name for Vernon's new show.
I'm just trying to let you know, hey,
Victory, man.
once you say I do, everything you do can and will be used against you.
That's facts, Vernon.
court of
Never,
law.
yeah, in the court, yeah.
No.
Not in the court of marriage.
No, that is true. Once you get married, you go to court, nigga. There you go.
See, once you tell God, I'm not gonna do that no more, and then you lie to him, now you got a problem.
But God knows you're already lying to him anyway.
Good point, Shelly.
It ain't like he just found out.
To the 7th inning.
Yeah, he didn't just find out. He knew when you started doing it.
He know who you is.
Way to go, Shelly. All right, thank you, Vern. So
Thanks. Good call,
can I
Vern.
say this?
Yes.
All right.
And I want to get back to this
Good call,
thing where you said, you know, the misery of marriage. Marriage is not a misery. It's actually a great situation. Yes, it is.
I don't doubt that it is.
You just
not.
haven't heard
What do you
that
think the
side.
percentage
Right.
is?
It's just that when the married people are speaking
Talking
of
to
their
you.
marriage, then I mean, you would think you would want to tell a single person how great this union, you know what I mean, this institution is.
I just did.
You don't want to lie and say everything's great
Yeah, it's not
all
gonna
the
be
time. Like, it's
hunky-dory.
work.
That's my whole point. But
people
it's like if I'm listening to 10 married couples, right, and 8 out of the 10. They're at the, we already in here. We done got a mortgage. The kids just, he gonna start kidding. You know what I mean? It's one of those, fuck it, let me just make the best out of it.
Right.
I'm not really happy, but I'm already in this motherfucker, so let me just try to make the most out of it.
But no, it's not
you
make the
know?
most of it. You get married and then shit happens and you got to find a way through it because it's not like, in a relationship, I like to find a way to make us work. If it work, it work. If it don't, I'll find somebody else. I'm already dating 2 other people. So that's the train of thought you have as dating. When you married, you go, okay, we made this thing in front of God, and I'm upset about some shit you did. You upset about some shit I do, but let's sit down and work it out. And we sat, because you didn't have to do that when you were single.
I get it, but I feel like the way you're describing it sounds like petty shit y'all shouldn't be breaking up over no way.
No,
You know what I
but
mean?
it's still, whether it
get
may
what I'm
seem,
saying?
it may look petty from the outside, but to those 2 people, it's not petty.
Okay,
Whatever
well,
that is.
Nonetheless,
But my thing
I
I'm
haven't
saying,
ran across anybody who is praising, except Nick.
Can I
I
add a
haven't
different
ran across
dynamic?
anybody who praises marriage.
Can I add a
I love
Shelly,
marriage.
Sherry loves marriage.
wanna-
I love marriage.
Shelly.
And look, did you see her
What'd I say, Shelly?
facial-
Like, what? But people don't
Shelly.
understand that love is not a feeling. Love is a choice. And so that's what people
Love is an
understand when you-
action word.
When you get
Thank you,
married,
Shelly.
like you're
a
choosing to
choice.
love this person no matter what they do.
Right.
And people think, oh,
And
no,
what
it's
you
all
find out later
butterflies,
on.
and it's not.
Because once you're married to the person, you got to work through the shit.
You don't have to.
Yes, you do.
I would say this.
You're obligated to work through it. Yes,
no,
you
that's
are.
Not, I don't think
I
you
believe
are.
you are.
But I would say this. I think that I think the biggest misconception is it's about the investment, right? And I think sometimes that's maybe what you hear in the frustration come from when people are telling you about their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But I think most of the time people are not leaving because of the investment. You invest
Right.
into the person's family, to them as a person, you know what I mean? And to building a home, right? Until in letting them get to know who you are. Like all these things are investments. And just like anything you invest in, you don't want to see that just poof and go away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you put the time in.
But you also
If
want
you
to invest
spend-
in
I get it,
yourself.
but
though,
that's my
too.
whole thing is like just because it's like, okay, say you invested into a car club, right? And for 10 years you all
Let's say a car.
No, I'm just saying a car club, like
Okay.
the people, right? So for 10 years, you love showing up at this car club, you're invested in this car club, and then one day you're just not as invested anymore. You just whatever the I think it's for me. I think I am a commitment phobe, and the longevity and the permanency of marriage is what makes me so apprehensive about it because I can't fucking shake.
But you know
what I mean?
You know what gets me though is when I think about that, right? And I think about issues that may come up. I think about what I asked for, right?
I don't ask for a lot.
No. But we all ask
you
things.
might
Whether,
think
it be,
that.
whether it be praying or whatever, right? We
You're the
all,
person right
at
now.
some point in time, we all prayed and said what we wanted, right? And then we look up and you get it, right? So now this is a gift that you asked for something. Whoever you believe in dropped it off for you. How messed up is that for you to go now that you didn't got what you wanted? I don't want it now.
No, it's not.
Hold on, I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying that's what happens most of the time. So in my head, right? How I process it is, damn, I asked for this. You see what I'm saying? So I cannot now neglect the responsibility that comes with it just because I
Because
know
it is a
about
responsibility.
Like, if I go ask for the Benz, nigga, and then after I get the car to the house, I find out insurance is $500.
Yep.
Gas gonna run me
Yeah.
$250 a week. Now I can't now look at the dealer and go, nigga, you should have told me. No. I sat there, picked the magazine out. I worked my
I
ass off
get
for the
it,
car.
but
So
also, what you wanted at 20 is not the same thing that you
It doesn't-
want at
but
40.
as a man,
you know
you
what I
have to-
mean?
as-
so
but
it's
as a
like,
man-
why can't marriage just be like? Why does it have to be fucking till death do us part?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why
When
can't
do
it
you
be?
when do you want it to?
I feel like every 7 years we should check in.
I'm gonna tell you why,
are
Erin.
you still
Check in
cool?
how?
I'm still cool. You want to still rock with this? Cool. No, you think we should dissolve it? Cool.
Like a
And
lease?
Because I just
But
feel
then
like
let all that the 7 years or whatever we accumulated go.
we're not letting it go. We still
Because I'm
we
going my
still-
way. If we
still
break, we're
have
breaking
it.
up, right?
We still have
We're
it.
breaking up. You
The
bouncing, right?
possessions don't go
I'll
to
tell
the
you-
government.
I'll
Just-
tell you
just
why.
listen,
I'll
at
tell you why
seven-
that don't make sense.
Why?
If you had let's say you had a car, right, and you knew every year, every 4 years, or you're leasing a car, so you knew every 3 years you're gonna get a new car.
Right.
You're not as concerned about this car as if you purchase this car.
I agree.
Because you understand that at the end of 3 years, nigga, if
I
something
can get a new
happened,
one.
I can bounce anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't have to check on these tires. I don't have to get this oil changed.
Okay.
So you don't honor that vehicle and put a bunch
Especially in that last year.
I see
right?
your argument.
So
Really?
right. So
I
that's
see your
why
argument.
that's
I
why
see
the
your
good book
argument.
says
Okay.
that marriage is
Yes,
honorable, right? Because you're right, Erin. It takes a hell of a person to say, I don't know the future. I realize,
But
one
I'm
thing
gonna
in my
rock it
life,
with you.
I said, damn, you know what, Nick? I seem to change every 5 years. I peeped that about myself. I get tired of people every 2 years. I really mapped this out. So I said, damn, all right, I'm going to have to just work through this consciously. I'm going to have to fight through these processes. You know what I'm saying? You got to go?
No.
Oh, I thought you had to bounce. But I just think that
I'm
that's
the same way, Nick.
yeah, I think that's a realization that it's important as a man, and I've never been a woman, but to come to, you know what I'm saying?
And I'll double with his. My longest relationship before I was married was 5 years, in just dating was always, and right around 5 years, I go, okay, is kid or no kid, deuces, I can't, so I'm out,
Mine too.
and I couldn't even tell you why. Right around
Mine
5,
has always been right around 2.
Yeah.
see,
Hey, I'm a two.
and
I'm a
I
2
think
year
that's
nigga.
what you're scared of.
2 year
That
nigga,
when
I'm
that
out.
2 come, if you're married. Your 2 year itch is still going to come, and you're still going to look at it, whether there's a paper there or not. You're still going to look at it like,
because I
That's
feel
how I
like a
was.
lot of people that I ended up in relationships with, I wouldn't have chose them to be in relationships with. They just kind of stumbled. You know, I don't mean, you just
this
look
is
up
the
and you're
thing.
like,
But what if
oh.
you had to say, you know what? Because I can't just walk away from the situation, I actually have to change who I am.
yes. And that's what I did when
That's
I said.
what happens in a marriage.
That's
It's like,
exactly what I did. I'm
Right.
not going to walk away from the situation like I normally do. So if I get married, I have to stop being the Speedy I used to be. The
that's
wolf.
the realest part about it. It's like, damn,
like, what
when
kind
I
of change
when I
am
get into
myself?
shit with if I get into it with my wife, I gotta go. Damn, you know what? Okay, this is who she is. This is how she takes information. This is how she takes this in. I have to change my approach because I can't just make that on her to be what I need you to be. Like, we in this shit together. So I got to be like, okay, if this affecting you, if I come home and the house ain't clean, right? This is for Go Young DJ. I'm not finna go wake my rib up and be like, nigga, what's up with the dishes? I'm going to assume you're tired. I'm just going to make this assumption. Maybe you worked all day. I'm just going to get a benefit of the doubt. I'm going to throw these dishes in there and just knock this shit out and I'll go about my day.
I mean, okay,
That's
I
it.
agree. Now,
Keep
I
it
would
there.
like to close this out.
I hate when you agree because you're like,
Why?
I'm playing.
Everybody expects you to say something negative.
Yeah.
No, I don't know why you guys think I'm a negative person.
It's your
But
job.
I do get tired of talking about relationships. I can
Okay,
say
so we
that.
take a break
Yeah.
and then we come back. Do
Okay.
something different.
Yeah. Right. Where the hoes at?
So no, do a break.
Wow.
Do a break. Do a
Summertime
break.
about to hit.
like-
Positive,
break.
Shelly.
I feel like she's about to do a dance, like.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break.
Quick break, y'all.
A real quick break. We'll be back. Oh, we got to call her real quick. I hope they
Like,
ain't.
you
Oh,
ain't
no.
going nowhere.
Yeah, Erin, they like you on the mic.
Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? What's
Take that
cracking
L.
now?
Take that L. You, man.
What up?
Hey, so look, man, marriage is work, period.
Yes, it is.
Nobody sound happy.
And
No, why
you
you sound
know,
white?
the
Hell,
thing-
Gonna be.
You sounded so
Nobody be like-
yeah. You sound so bad,
I know
bro.
niggas who love their job. You know
No,
what I mean?
no,
But
I
y'all
There's
be
days
like,
that they are like
like,
frustrated.
No,
at work.
it's just
right,
this.
you can't
It's
ask
just
somebody
this.
to join up.
Aaron.
Yes,
look,
sir.
Aaron.
Yes.
You. I'm not, and I don't mean this to say to be harsh.
Yeah, you
Okay.
do.
But
Just say it. I don't need a disclaimer.
But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Okay.
Your mindset on marriage is jacked up,
Okay.
and with that mindset, you're not gonna get married. You're not gonna find that person. Now, here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's not somebody out there that will marry you, but that won't marry you.
Right,
But I'm
like
just
if
saying
you
as
don't,
far
oh
as
my God, you are nobody because you're
I'm
so
sorry.
People think their life is over and it's not.
No, I mean, keep going with
Well,
what you're saying.
I'm just saying. Well, hold on. What I'm saying, for the long term, the person you are when you say I do is not going to be the person, like you say, the person you are when you're in your 20s is not the person you are in your 30s. And the same thing happens with marriage, except it happens in a little bit faster than being single.
because you're with that person all the time. So you see all those quirks, you see all those things. So like Nick's saying, each person has to make an adjustment and realize things have changed, whether it's the situation, whether it's them, whatever it is, finances, it could be a number of different things. But you still have to realize that that's where the work comes in and being able to adjust to the changes that have been made.
But what if you realize it's not worth the work?
Okay, but see, that's the problem. There's the problem. You're saying you're not realizing it's worth the work. You can't say that it's not worth the work if you haven't even put the work in.
No. I'm saying, like, is that where divorce comes in? I know I'm asking. Like, okay, I've realized I've already bought this shit. I got to make the most out of it, you know? And I'm going to make it work. I'm going to do my part, right? And I have eagerly been trying to meet us halfway, and it's just not working. So would you say what would you suggest to me? You separate at the time, or you get a full-fledged divorce? Because sometimes you need to cool off.
I mean, you keep trying for a while.
It's not a halfway situation.
You have to.
Where's the rule?
God
show me the
them
rule.
7
Get
times
married for
seven
death
times
to
or
us
some
do us part.
It also says don't eat pork.
It's not a halfway situation, though.
I'm
a
saying
situation where
No, he's talking about vows.
you're going scriptures.
you have to put in 100%.
We're talking about the ones for getting married.
That's not in the Bible.
But in the Bible, it
I
does.
don't care. I'm just saying, whatever
I
you
get
said
it.
in front of somebody.
But if you're going to
and
quote the Bible, just understand that God said all sins are weighed equally in His eyes.
Thank
so,
you, Erin.
you know, it doesn't matter whether you cheating on your wife or you eat
And
bacon.
marriage vows are
God
not-
looks at all the same.
No, bacon and cheating is two different
No,
things.
I mean, niggas eat shrimp.
Marriage vows are not in the Bible, by the way.
Come on, but let me hear you guys'
That nigga
argument.
just
Say
hold it.
honor one another.
Yeah, but that nigga just holding that book.
I thought you didn't want to talk about
Making
this
shit
no
up.
more.
It's not that I don't want to
you
talk
write
about
your
it. It's
We
just
just want
that
to do something different.
it's not that. It's just that I just want people to be accurate when they're talking to me about it.
Yeah,
you know?
but I think
Okay, hey,
Yes.
Can I ask Erin a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's say you find this guy. And he's the one.
impossible.
All right. Well, let's say we make him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he don't exist.
No.
Let's make him up. And you find this guy, and he's the one that get married. Okay, let's say you have the normal marriage issues that people have, whether it's money, whether y'all arguing about whatever it is. And 4 years down the line, you come to him and have this talk that you say you have, checking to see if you're good or not.
Right, temperature check.
So how would you approach that situation with a person that you've invested time in, energy in, effort in? How would you approach that person and say, hey,
think he cool.
are we good? You can't just go from the saying we're good.
But, okay, see, and that's why I think the problem is because that I don't understand why you can't, because you guys aren't used to having just open.
Because you're not married.
So you can't just go up to yourself like you good, everything good. You got an issue with me, ain't no beef. Like y'all can't have real fucking communicate. That's why y'all tippy-toe around this motherfucking thing.
No,
Who's tippy-toeing?
He's saying that. He said, okay,
That's not a real conversation.
it's not a real conversation.
That's not the conversation you
I
have
don't think
in a
I
marriage.
Y'all, because you guys don't
misunderstood.
clearly communicate. Everybody plays. No,
you
everybody's
can
playing
communicate
games.
if
This is
everything
what
is
they want
fine.
here. Let me dance around. I'm a straight. Hey, look, we've been together for a minute. You asked me a question,
Here's where
right?
you start to go down because we're trying to tell you. And
You trying to tell me y'all don't know how to communicate? That's
No,
what the fuck
we
I
do
hear.
communicate.
You can communicate.
So, but he
Listen.
said, I can't say.
Aaron.
Is everything
No,
cool?
she can hear
Yes,
you,
you
brother.
can. Yes, you can.
Like,
But she's
wow,
not.
y'all get to
I think you
tap
guys
dance
are.
around it, but I
Aaron.
can say it
You
straight
guys are
up.
confused
up.
about the question.
I'm not gonna. Okay.
This is where you go down, Aaron. This is where you go down because we're trying to tell you, we're trying to answer your question and give you the answer, and you're not accepting of the answer because you're trying to force your thinking,
No,
and you're not
you're-
married. So you
okay,
can't-
let me-
No, no.
Get to the point.
You're trying to force.
No, it's like don't be so long-winded. If you want me to get to the
Because
you're not
you're not listening. Your problem. This is where you fall apart.
Right.
When you start doing the over talking, you don't listen. We're answering your question, and you don't want to accept the answer. We're married. You're not.
Okay.
No, you can't just go up and say, "Are you good?" That's not the type of conversation. That's not how you have that conversation.
I would be weird If 7 years you went to me and said you
I
good.
mean,
No.
I'm just saying, it'd be weird.
I've had
Don't know how to
conversations
interpret
with my
shit.
husband about that.
Of course, it's not a walk up, say, bruh, you good? You know what I mean? Of
That's
course
what I
it's-
thought.
I mean,
No,
I'm
but
just
you
saying
have
figurative-
conversations like,
figuratively
let's touch
speaking,
base. Is,
Are you good?
Are we
Is
lacking
everything
anything?
okay? Is
Like,
there
you
any
work
Are we
issue
on
you
the same
have
level?
with me?
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
What do you
That's
think about
normal.
But why not?
Travis
But why
nuts?
not
Say
do
my-
that every
say,
day?
bruh.
Why not do that every day? Why
Huh?
not do that every year? Why
I-
wait till 7 years?
Because he's based off of the thing.
No,
where I said-
I'm asking.
No. Every day is a
But
little
why have a
excessive.
check-in
You know what I mean?
period?
No, not every day.
You,
Let's say
you're,
every
not
year.
gonna, you're not gonna have, but Aaron, you're not gonna have just a check-in where you're like, hey, everything good? Because you understand you're living with this person every day. You're around them every day. You're gonna be having interactions with them every day. So it's not like it's gonna be like time to change the oil. Let me check in and see if you're good. You're interacting with this person all the time. So if there's a problem,
It
you're
will come
gonna know
out.
it before
That's
that.
not true. Because how many men right now are in relationships with bitches that's halfway
How
out
you
the
gonna
fucking
say it's
door
not true?
and they
You're
with them
asking-
all day,
Those-
every
Those
day?
are not marriages.
You saying
How
there's
you
a
know?
motherfucking dollar
Well,
bill?
women
How
can't
you gonna
be-
say
a
that
wife
ain't
can't
true?
be halfway out the door. This nigga.
Should have said a $2 bill.
But that's my whole
More rare,
point. It's
but-
like just because you are with someone every day does not mean that you innately can just read what's going on with them because they might have something that they're just
So Aaron,
glossing
When
hold,
you
over.
hold
get
on, hold on,
married, then you
I-
can
hold
give
on, hold on,
advice
hold on,
about
hold on.
marriage.
L, hold on. So I think Doug Christie and his wife must be doing it right. They get married every year. So isn't that like a check? Like we checking?
No,
you say that?
I feel like that's pacifying the ego, but nonetheless, you know what I mean?
Oh, you don't think that's good?
I think that's
No, I
weird.
feel like it's actually very problematic. I feel like it's very problematic
How often
and it's
do-
very insecure.
How often do most
But
people renew?
nonetheless.
How often do most people renew their vows?
Mostly
10,
like every
15,
10
20
years, or if something
Ish.
traumatic happened, or something like a big event or something.
Have you done yours?
No. I
Are
mean, we
you done?
want to, but that's only because we didn't have the traditional wedding, but we just never got around to it.
To do renewal,
That's what's up.
do vows.
So you have a
Yeah.
party?
So you think the year
that
that
shit.
Doug Christie and his wife, that's a little extreme?
To me, I feel like it.
I mean, that
to
is
me, I feel like
extreme.
it's problematic. I feel like it's very
She's
insecure,
extreme.
and I feel like he
She's a
is
little
catering to her insecurity by just letting her go with these
So
shenanigans and trying to keep the peace in the house.
as the
That's some
as
that's
the
some weirdo
husband,
shit.
as
That's
the
some weirdo
husband,
shit.
should we cater? Sometimes in situations, even when you're dating someone, you go, okay, she a little
It's important
crazy,
to them,
so I'll
yeah.
cater to that little ego
Yeah.
part. Like we love Tony. We think you guys are fucking fantastic. Tony's
Mm-hmm.
a fantastic dude, and some guys will go, well, he caters to Shelly, as he should.
Okay.
Because it makes her happy. If
Okay.
it makes her
But
happy,
he ain't throwing her a wedding every year.
He would
But,
if he asked, though.
but you asked specifically,
Shout out to Tony.
right?
yeah,
Not them
but
as
I
a whole.
but,
Like,
no no.
Damn right.
But I'm saying on some levels, men, women, but mostly men, we do go okay just to make her feel
that's
good.
fine, but there's extremes to everything. You know what I mean? Telling her she looks good in that blue dress. You know what I mean? Or telling what little things like that to cater to her. Just do little things. Take her fucking paper off her straw. Right? That's different than just having full-fledged fucking weddings
Why is that different?
every 12
Why?
months.
Why?
Because I feel like the root cause of you wanting to have this opulent celebration every 12 months to a man that you've been with for over 20 years, there's a root cause of insecurity there of why do we have to go through this display every 12 months to show these same people who don't give a fuck last year that we still give a fuck this year. You
Maybe
know what I
something
mean?
happened
There's
that
a
we don't
root there's a
know.
root cause to
Right,
that.
but let's say
Like maybe he cheated or something,
Let's-
but we don't know. But she knows, and so for her, it makes her secure.
There's
if-
a root
But
cause
if I'm Doug,
to
but look,
that.
but if I'm, but look,
Or it could just
but
be for TV.
if I'm Doug Christie, right, and I love this woman, right,
Mm-hmm.
who knows what she's done for him, and so if he's looking at it like, look, it's gonna cost me a trip over here and $100,000 a year for everything to be cool
to make her, yeah,
for
to
the
make
next
every,
11 months to be
Fine.
butter.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Okay, I'm not saying
Say
it's-
less, nigga.
Listen, I'm
Set
not
the party up, throw the charade, let's do
I'm
it,
not
nigga.
saying don't do it. We're talking about the root cause of that. I said I feel like just that display is problematic. He is throwing money at a situation versus dealing with the root cause of why do you feel
but
the
the
need
re-
of us
But the
having.
reason I brought it up is to go with your thing of, isn't that like checking the temperature? Like, yo, we good, right? So let's go get married again. Isn't that the same thing?
No,
Or Aaron,
I don't think so.
the example I was
I thought
saying,
it was
I,
gonna
I wasn't looking at it like pacifying the situation, right? I was looking at it like that is the solution for the situation.
Call ended.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what if that's Doug Christie looking at it saying, this is the solution, right? Instead of us going to counseling or instead of us
Yeah.
sitting in front of this person at a fireplace
Paying
and,
them money.
All
and you
of it-
telling me
I-
your childhood secrets, how about this? How about I figure out a way to make this work with my
I
wife
get what
is,
you're
I'm going
saying.
to throw you a party
I'm
once
not
a
just-
year,
listen.
invite your mama,
I'm not disputing all of that. I'm not disputing that.
No. I'm not saying you're disputing, Erin. I'm saying that what if for some people, right? It's not them necessarily catering to the person, right? It's just this is the way our relationship works, right? This
Gotta
is
find a make it
after
work.
being with this person for so long, I realized, like I'm sure Tony realized, you know what? I may not enjoy going to Disneyland that much. I may not want to put
She
the
loves
ears
to
on.
go.
But I fuck with Shelly so much that it's going to bother me more if I don't put the Mickey ears on than if I do. Right?
Okay.
I can understand that logic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at Doug Chris like that. It could be the same logic. Like he can care less about getting married. Like nigga, I don't. This ain't even for me. But
it makes her happy. It makes the
fuck, we
again,
going to
and
Disneyland,
that's another thing in being in a marriage, that there's some things you give and take. You go, okay, she likes to do this. Like my wife likes to go to the fucking beach. I hate the fucking beach. So how did I find a
Do you
way
have
to?
a beach body?
Is that why you didn't go to Hawaii?
No,
That
that
looked
was
like so much
something
fun.
else. But I don't like sand. I didn't like sand as a kid. I don't like sand in my shoes. I just never liked the beach. There's nothing about the beach that people go, oh, it's so beautiful. No, it's not. It's just horrible. But the way I found a way around it, which was I go to the beach, I take my music, I take my chair, and I sit
take your
there
bike
and
your
I
lights,
chill.
You know what I'm saying?
And I say, y'all go do that, and everybody they go, Dad, you got to come in the water. No. Jonathan almost drowned in the motherfucking water. Nigga, I said, who the dude, go get him. And they went and got him. I hate the beach, but my way of okay, I'm going to go because to make her happy, everybody's good, is that, and the kids go, Dad, come with me. I said, I'll go, but this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I
But I wouldn't want you to go.
Yeah.
But no, I'm cool. I have a great time when I go because I can just sit there, listen to music, and chill. I don't mind getting in the
No,
water.
if Tony told me I'm gonna go to Disneyland, but I ain't taking pictures with Stitch and
I'm
Mickey
not
Mouse,
doing it.
I'll be like, then don't fucking go. Like, then you're gonna ruin my day.
But he's decided to go.
But
he
that's
just don't want to
that's gonna bring me down because I go there to be happy and not stressed out and get all my pictures in and see my little characters. And if you don't want to join me, then don't even come.
Why you doing that?
Just
I'm with Shelly on that one though.
like either you're gonna be
I agree with
all in
Shelly.
or
No. So
I'll
you're
meet you at
saying
home.
when I go to the beach, I need to get in the water?
I mean,
No.
you need to participate.
No,
Hang
no,
out.
I do not.
Then
If
just-
we were in another
Me at the
beach
beach
in
is
Miami or
participating.
something,
No.
I would say yes.
Me
Now you're
at the
bringing
beach
it
is
Pacific
participating.
Now
No,
I'm
no.
stressed out. I'm
No,
stressed
I'm
out.
saying,
You
no,
have
I'm
no-
saying, me at the beach, I'm participating.
No.
I agree with Pops on that.
What the?
I agree. I mean, it's different between you being able to get a chair and sit down and
Chill.
be present and participating
I'm
versus
present.
walking for 15 fucking miles. And those are two totally different, scenarios.
And then take a picture with.
You know what I mean?
Mickey, Stitch.
No,
I miss
not
Stitch so
gonna
much.
Yeah. Those are two totally
You
different
take a break?
situations. But yes, we're about to take a break.
Shouts out to Tony.
So we'll be back in a moment, and I am Erin Stiles.
She
and
got
this
something
is
else she want to talk about.
The Stiles Report.
You know,
Is the Stiles Report. Thank you for staying with us after the break. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit because I know you guys are tired about, the one
No, we're not.
the one woman with no man or children always talking about somebody's relationship or kids. So
Ain't
I'll
working out.
find me a new place to reside. And we're gonna switch it up a little bit. So there's a few things that I want to go over, or I want to start and pivot to sports. So recently, it was announced that J. Cole is actually playing for
I saw him
playing
play.
basketball in Africa,
Yeah.
right?
Can I
For
say-
Rwanda, I believe.
I say something?
What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I love it because now they did a thing on ESPN. The brother that runs that league, like this brother runs a league. Now he's getting all this attention because J. Cole's there. He said they've been having that league I think for 2-3 years.
Right.
And a couple guys come
The
from
African NBA.
Yeah, they've come from that particular league, but he's gotten more shine from J. Cole being there than anybody. Now, J. Cole 36. It's almost over, but I love that he can chase his dreams at 36. If he
Okay.
was 26, would he have a chance in the NBA? What do you think, Nick?
At 26, no. I feel like if you're not in the NBA by 22, 23,
No, I would-
24,
26 he could-
I wouldn't
max.
say that. There's a rookie right now playing for the Nuggets. He's 32.
Yeah,
So
but
like
36
This
is
happens
different.
a lot.
And I think that,
That's a lot.
and what you said about him being able to live out his dream, which I think is dope, because I
That's
feel
dope.
like now it seems like the world and society is kind of moving towards removing that cap on your life, where it was, okay, you need to do everything by a certain age, by 30 years old, life is over, hang it up, find you a forever and a missus, and raise some kids. I think it's extremely dope that he is at 36 years old, you know what I mean, able to check whatever he wants off of his bucket list of dreams.
And I would say if he at the park, Nick, he gonna get picked
Right.
every single time. Especially if you can go somewhere else and play, at least get a like he ain't killing it, But he getting buckets.
Nah, y'all ain't watched the game, nigga. J. Cole, listen. I shout out to the brother, like Erin said, for going after your dreams. And, you know, I take that back. Anybody, if you can get on a professional basketball court and even participate, all credit to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're going to leave it right there. So
And
shout out to J.
there's
Cole.
actually a gymnast, a woman. I believe she's 32, 33 years old, has 2 children, had to stop practicing gymnastics because she got pregnant with her last child, but now is on track to go to the Olympics, right? On the Olympic
She's not gonna
team.
win.
It doesn't matter that she's not going to win. It's the fact that she's 32 years old, 33. But it's the fact that she's 33 years old with 2 children. You know what I mean? And she's out there tumbling and going like.
That's what I was thinking. That's tough that she physically can
We
do
have
it,
a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hold on.
What's up, Al? Hold on while we get the volume up.
Go ahead.
That's such a weird cup. Look like a caveman
Hello?
cup.
That's the point, Shelly.
I can't hear him.
L.
Hold on now. There you go. Now
Okay.
It ain't it, Chief.
All right, start over.
As far as the basketball, I said I was talking about the basketball league
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
in Africa. I was saying that's not it, Chief.
Why not?
Man, have you watched the full game or part of the game yet?
So what are you saying is not it? The fact that he was at 36 years old able to be on the team, or that the team just is no good?
The team is no good,
Okay.
but he's not. It's not like he's blowing it up out the water either, being on the team either.
Yeah, but it helped that league.
Yeah, definitely
it
shout
helped
out
the
to
league.
the brother. Yeah, no, it does. Shout out to the brother for pursuing his dreams. But I mean, watching that, it's just like watching a pickup game.
Yeah,
you know.
they are pretty bad.
Okay. Now, if you were given the
not-
opportunity, if you wanted to play in the league and your chance never came, and then somehow or another at 36 you were given the opportunity, would you have taken it?
Oh, definitely. That's what I said. Shout out to him for going after his dream. Definitely, I wouldn't pass it up.
So, what was something that you always wanted to do, you never got a chance to do, and if you had a chance right now, even at your old age, you would give it a shot?
Fuck 10 bitches at one time. Now,
Call back on Friday.
I love when Shelly frowns.
Y'all don't lead with y'all dicks. Y'all don't know how to lead.
now, I don't know, man, because I try to go after everything I want to do. Like I knew in high school that I wanted to, work for myself. I didn't want to work for anybody else. And so I kind of positioned myself to pursue careers where I could do that, early. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, So I don't know that I can't think of anything that I
You don't want to be a
didn't want to do that I didn't try to go after.
You don't want to play soccer? Or
Nah.
Arena.
I didn't. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't worried about actually getting into sports or getting in the NBA or NFL or nothing like that.
Because you wasn't no good.
Okay, well,
You was
I have a
horrible.
question since I have you on the line.
No,
You was
that's
horrible.
not it, Speedy.
You was horrible.
Speedy.
You know
Let me
the
tell you
Olympics
something.
are supposed to be
Yeah, they are.
in 2 months, right?
Hilarious.
How do you guys feel about that? Because there are several countries who are apprehensive about sending their athletes there because they feel like we haven't.
Is it in Korea?
It's
Or
in Japan.
Japan.
That we haven't gotten a real hold on COVID.
And shit did start
I
there.
mean, we technically
It actually
haven't.
started in China, but
Same
okay.
That was racist.
It did though.
Yeah.
I just like saying things.
I heard there's some countries still on lockdown.
Right. There's like China. I mean, like Canada. You can't get in and out of fucking Canada if you save your
You
life.
can't go to
Yeah, I
Korea.
know. Drizzy stuck out there. Shout to him away. You just put that.
Hey man, I saw his son holding that little trophy. That was dope.
Was it?
Drake's son? Ain't nobody ever seen Drake's son.
Yeah,
Like,
he
you
brought him
talking
on
about-
stage.
Yeah. No, I was about to say it was.
I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You don't know Drake's son?
So if you guys had family members, friends,
Thank you for
whatever,
your phone
thank you for your phone call. Would you advise them to go to the Olympics?
I would no.
Go.
But I'm still like COVID freaked out. Like,
You wouldn't tell us
Paranoid.
to go to the store, girl.
right. Like, I don't even want my son going to practice.
I'm telling them to go, nigga.
You would say go.
Go, man. Go
I
enjoy
think
yourself.
they've gotten a hold
fuck?
of the COVID in the sense of people are not dying in the
Excuse
rates
me?
they were dying before. And it's not dying. I'm not saying they are dying at all, but people are not dying at that rate.
I
at
think
the
we're
rate.
gonna have a whole new surge.
I mean,
Oh, I believe we're gonna have a whole
It's
right
easy
after
to
the
say
summer.
that. It's easy to say that.
after the
Or-
Olympics,
or-
though, they gotta get that money
I
first,
think
nigga.
what they found out is how to contain. As long as you don't go to the
No.
hospital, you're fine.
No,
The
but
problem is
no,
going to the
no.
hospital.
The problem is you get vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. I'm still paranoid. They say, oh, you get vaccinated, you could still get COVID.
No,
Okay,
but
if
getting
you're
COVID is
vaccinated, you
not
don't
the
have to wear
problem.
a mask. That makes zero sense. Then they
Shelly.
say, oh, if you get COVID and you're vaccinated, you're not going to die.
So,
a psychologist
were you always
Can I
like
get this right?
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold
she's
on.
always-
So,
she's
so
So
always
a
been
psychologist just died in the
Uh-huh.
beginning of May that was vaccinated.
Yeah,
He had
I heard
COVID
that.
for 2
Shelly,
weeks, and they refused to test him for COVID because he was vaccinated, and he died. So,
Going to
I'm
the
with you on that,
hospital
Shelly.
is what's killing people.
no, it's
Be-
not.
getting
Them
on-
not
yes, it is.
treating them
Getting-
is not killing. Is
No,
killing
no.
people.
If you don't have to go to the hospital, you're going to make through it. You're going to get through it.
Okay, maybe I think what
Not
you should
everybody
say,
does. There's some people- there's
Speedy,
lots of
your
people that have
argument is
died.
not going to the hospital. It's being put on a ventilator.
I'm sorry, being put on the
Is
ventilator.
what- yes.
Okay,
it's
but
what's
the guy
causing
that
people
died
to
from
die.
COVID had a vaccine was because he couldn't breathe.
So
he
that's my
needed a
question.
ventilator.
That's my question to you because that's my next topic. Are you waxed and vaxxed? Right, that's the new term.
I'm not
'Cause,
waxed or
everybody.
vaxxed.
So last year everybody was having, there's always themes for the summer, right?
Okay.
They're having a hot girl summer, this, that, and the third.
I'm
right?
having a hot
so
girl
the
summer.
theme of this summer is that most people are waxed and vaxxed,
No,
right?
I'm laser
so they're
and
waxed, they vaxxed,
vaxxed.
they ready to get in these streets.
What is wax?
Wax your
Wax,
shit.
nigga, we done,
Rip
we
that hair
waxed,
off.
Oh,
ready to
wax.
swing that
Wax.
thing, right? So they're waxed and vaxxed.
Got it.
So
got
my
it,
question
got it.
is, knowing that getting the vaccine was not a 100% doesn't make you 100% immune
Right.
to it, why get it still? And I'm not challenging you. I'm
Right,
just
yeah.
asking.
I mean, originally I was like, I'm not getting the vaccine. But the only thing that made me get it was my granddaughter. I'm like, I have to fly to New Jersey, and if I'm getting a little bit of, like, I might not get it, even though it's a very small chance that I won't get it, I feel better going there and not giving her anything. If I didn't have my granddaughter, I would have never got the vaccine.
Okay, so I have a question. I present this to the chat room and to everybody listening. Two-part question. If you guys are married or you live in the same household, do both parties have to get it? What if one person is like, I'm going to get the
Michelle got-
vaccine,
Michelle-
Oh, no, you
she
have
got-
to get it.
and the other person is like,
Okay, well,
nah,
she
I'm not
got
on
it.
it.
And I didn't.
How
Oh,
does
no,
that...
That doesn't make sense. Why? Then why did she get it? What was the point?
I don't know. She wanted to get it.
No, see, I got it, my husband got it, and Rio
No,
wanted to
you
get it.
told
so.
him to get it. Let's keep
Did
it
I
real.
tell him to get it?
Yes, you.
I don't remember. I can't
know-
remember if I
I
told him.
know
That's why.
you, Shelly.
I don't
But that's what I'm
remember.
saying.
You
So
told
would
him.
it work if both parties...
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
here's the thing,
and
but he
then-
got the Johnson before it was recalled, and I'm like, that's only 60%.
That's the first,
Whatever.
just the one shot.
Right. And then the one I got was Pfizer, was supposed to be like 97 or 92%.
2 shots.
So I'm like, you got to be careful with my husband, because I'm like, you could still get that shit quicker than I can.
Okay, so what about to all the single people listening? If you got the vaccine, would you be willing to date people who have not gotten it and have no intentions of
Probably,
getting
he
it?
probably wouldn't.
You know what I
Would
mean?
you?
I have no intentions of getting it, so I mean, I'll date whoever. At this point.
Paranoid, like swapping
Throw it on the
saliva.
menu. Just throw it on out there.
Right at this point in the game.
But you're not paranoid, like
I
swapping
just need
saliva.
STD
You might
test.
get
Yeah,
COVID.
I
do you
need-
kiss?
I need
Are
that-
you a kisser?
Of course, I'm a lady. How?
But
we have
that's how
sex
you
and
can
not
get
kiss?
COVID, too.
Nigga, go pay a hoe
get
for that.
herpes
If you ain't
like
trying
that.
to.
What about,
Well, yeah,
what
you
about
can-
her? COVID?
But you
Nigga,
can
what about herpes?
like see the
Right,
herpes.
but who's having sex with
Not if they ain't got an
You
outbreak.
need to
COVID.
sex. You need to put $40 on somebody else's dresser
I'm
and
just
not
saying.
mine.
I don't know.
So what if the guy doesn't want to date you because you didn't get a shot?
His loss.
Well, right, you shouldn't get a shot for a guy
Nigga,
that you don't even know.
You're about to
No.
You want me to get a shot for her?
That's
It's
your
your
wife.
wife. You gave her your whole
Your
last
wife.
name, and you want her to
What
clean
the
your
heck are you
dishes.
How you gonna
talking
get a
about?
shot
Caller,
for?
we got a name.
No,
I
we
mean,
ain't got no caller. How can I get a shot for somebody else?
Right, get it for yourself.
Because people always say that, and I remember I was
That
at
don't make no sense.
I was at my OBGYN appointment at the top of the year, and I'm in the stirrups wide open, and she decides she wants to lecture me on why I don't want to get a vaccine at this moment, because she's saying you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for your parents and your grandparents. And it's like, I done been around my mama and my grandma all motherfucking quarantine COVID, and nobody's gotten it. Nobody's gotten
What
sick.
about-
You weren't worried when you got back from Africa that you might bring something
Nope.
back?
And my homegirl got COVID too, and I was smoking
Ooh.
with her. I didn't get
In
it.
Africa?
And here.
What is the matter about
She-
you?
In
Well, she
here, you
found-
just spray
no,
it
what
the
down?
fuck?
No, I'm saying she found out
Do
once
that
we
with hair
landed
here?
no, when we landed in Atlanta,
Oh.
she found out she had COVID.
COVID.
But we were like smoking together and hanging out together, and God got me. When I be saying that shit, I be really meaning it. Like, he looked out
I don't
for
think
the
shit
kid.
and God go together. Just so
God got me.
the shit
You
part.
said when I be
I
saying
mean,
that
yes,
shit.
God has you, but you also
wrote
have to
the
be
word
like
shit? Who made it up?
proactive and like being careful with stuff.
Have I been? I don't think I've been.
I don't think
I've been proactive because I've been smoking with random niggas.
Let me say this though. I don't
smoking in
think
the parking lot after the show on Fridays and stuff.
You
No.
mean weed? What are you pointing at me?
Your guess.
Spade,
Your
eh?
guess.
They ain't not.
Your guess.
to Shelly's point,
They
that
have
you should be
smoke sessions in your
proactive.
parking
Just
lot.
FYI, a vaccine is not proactive. Proactive would be eating right and
Yes.
take
Well,
care.
no, I know,
Working
but
Hold on.
I work
Because
out.
if you look
What
at
do
the
you
numbers,
do?
if you look at the numbers, the number one cause of death in the U.S. is heart disease,
Right.
right? And then you get down to the diabetes and blood circulation issues and all this kind of stuff, right? All of these things are highly effective if you have COVID. You know what I'm
But
saying?
here's the thing.
So if you have a heart issue, if you have you know, any kind of lung issue, any kind of breathing issue, any kind of blood issue, then if you get COVID, it's going to
amplifies it.
it's going
Right,
to
but
really
it's the same
affect
thing
you.
with the
So
vaccine. People are like, "Oh, the vaccine's killing people," and it's
Well, no,
like
my
you
point
probably
is-
had another issue.
right, so my
and it
point
just
is-
came out.
the smart.
But do you want
this
to
is
find
what
out when you did?
this is what they're
Well,
not
no, I
telling
got my
you.
blood work done before I got my shit done.
This is what they're
Well,
not
you
telling
done
you, and it's because they're drug dealers. So drug dealers will never tell you what your issue is. You should try to
Right.
fix your issue before you just skip to the drug. That's what
Right.
I would tell people.
Right.
You know, if you don't have a necessity to have to do it, I would say because you have to develop a healthy lifestyle. Because what if something else happened next year? What if you get past this COVID and now it's something else happening? You just gonna keep shooting your body up with things that, you know, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
I agree.
So I think the logical thing to do for everyone on the planet is just start living healthy instead of
But I feel
looking for a
But
quick
I think
fix.
the problem was that they didn't know how to fix it. Like, if you got COVID, like they didn't know how to.
Yeah, but
cure
if you have a healthy life, you don't have to worry
But
about
see,
COVID.
and I think that's the problem is that the standard American diet, right? The acronym for it is SAD. And most people in America, they think they're eating right, but they're really not. They're eating way too much fucking dairy, way too much milk, cheese, sour cream. Like, I hate to.
Whose
This
fault?
is problematic.
So let me
I
ask you,
wanna
whose
say
fault is
something.
that?
It's real fucked up, though.
Say it.
Go right in.
Sure,
But
sure.
I feel like I don't want to get canceled before I get started.
Get canceled, man. That's how we do it here.
No one's listening.
Get canceled.
Okay, like, so if I'm on Facebook, right,
Mhm.
and I come across a recipe, right, if they have like fat hands, especially fat white hands,
That's
I don't
racist.
follow the recipe.
That's racist.
You know what I mean?
Why, it ain't got
Like,
no flavor?
That is
No,
hilarious.
because I just feel like for your
Fat bitch.
for your hands to be fat, you know how big you got to be to have fat hands.
You gotta be fat. nigga.
Exactly. So why do I want to follow a recipe you cooking? Because clearly what you eating got you to where you was at. So I don't even want a little bit of it. You know what I mean? And I
I'm
just
saying
if they're
all fat motherfuckers.
I'm no, because they don't show the
I'm
faces.
sorry,
They just show their
fat finger-
hands.
You said
finger
fat-handed
motherfuckers.
people. If you have fat,
Especially if they got like a fat hand with a tight ring on it, definitely keep scrolling. Definitely.
is the ring tight or is the hand fat? 'Cause that's two different things. Because they got the ring on. You gotta think about that. Don't blame the ring.
Okay, it's the fat hand. And
Said
then
I might get
usually
canceled
when you
before
look
I
at the
start.
recipe, they're using a whole bunch of fucking dairy, milk, sour cream, cheese,
Sounds good.
sugar.
How do I look?
You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
I
even
don't
wear a
know.
ring,
Your
you
hands are
idiot.
fine.
I look who?
You don't wear a
Right.
ring.
But
That's a
usually,
problem.
but that's the thing is,
That's
most
another
people who
issue.
have like, you have a dope boy belly, right?
Wow.
And
What
mo-
the
And
fuck?
most guys who have dope boy bellies, it doesn't show up on their hands.
That's
or
when you go,
anything like that.
woohoo!
Yeah,
Nah,
not
don't.
dope.
I know.
I don't
Dope,
have that.
nigga. You
I
look like
know.
you move weight
Yeah.
in these streets.
Like you drink Kool-Aid
You're
and eat
on the
Thai
phone.
ramen
Oh,
all
we
day.
have a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This Mike out of
Oh shit! I ain't
What it do,
Oh,
Mike?
what's cracking, Mike?
Ohio.
Mike, what up?
What's up? Hey, I don't know if y'all seen this last night. Stephen A. Smith was on with Don Lemon on CNN, and he was kind of like going in on LeBron about not saying whether he got the vaccination or if he was going to get it, if he, you know, gets tested regularly. He was really like going in on him, and I wanted to know, like, what's your thoughts on that? Should he like have to
I think Stephen A.
reveal
Smith
if he's
gets paid to do that.
Well, but also,
And he has a problem with LeBron because LeBron, in his early years, didn't want to do an interview with him or any other brothers. So he's felt a little slighted about that.
okay, but
And I think that's why he goes in. on it.
irregardless of that, the
Okay.
problem that I have is LeBron is not super nigga. Like, they
he
think
is a
that this
basketball
nigga,
player.
anytime there is any injustice in America, anytime you need niggas to fucking take a vaccine, anytime you need niggas to stop rioting, anytime you need niggas to stop doing anything, everybody's like, where's LeBron?
But Erin,
Put his
look,
cape on him.
and-
Like, that's not fair
No,
to him.
but in all fairness, this was the point of propping up athletes in general.
I get that, and I
Right,
understand. I'm
right.
not saying that it's right,
No, I agree with
and
you.
I see the
Right.
machine that's working.
You kn-
But LeBron is a husband. with 3 children.
And a basketball
Whatever
player.
they decide to do medically for the best interest of their family is not something that we sit and I talk about on a podium with all these other motherfuckers so they can put in their 2 cents. He's not the second coming of fucking Christ.
Who is LeVon?
LeBron.
Oh,
Can I-
LeBron is
hey,
I thought that was Vernon
can I
Uncle.
add
I
this,
said, who is
though?
LeVon?
He's not the second
Yeah, go ahead,
coming of
brother.
Christ.
Go ahead.
His name is Kane, though. I mean,
His Stephen A's argument to what Erin was saying was, you know, LeBron always speaks up on social issues, especially if it has to do with us, you know, which is good. I love him for that and I applaud him for that. But that was Stephen A's argument. Like, you
But
speak
you
up
say the
on
social
other
issue.
things. Why don't you speak up on this? But my thing was, you know, he has an extra layer of paranoia because of that to me. Because I think, I'm assuming, of course, I don't know, but I think that he feels like there are people who hate when he speak up against racism. They hate when he speak up against Trump. And
yeah,
he
'cause it's
feels
profitable
like,
or something.
again, I'm assuming, he feels like somebody probably could be out to get me because
Right.
I'm the head. I'm one of the head niggas in charge in terms of like power, influence, money, and I'm always speaking up for my people. So somebody might want to take me out, and that's what I think he thinks, and that's why I think he won't reveal whether he got it or
And I feel
not.
like and he's not wrong for thinking that. If we look at the history of America, any all-powerful black men that have any sort of voice within
Exactly.
the community,
But whatever
they
happened
snuff
to
them out.
whatever happened to your medical information being private?
That part HIPAA, nigga. How could I wouldn't even ask
I
that
would've
nigga like
sued-
HIPAA,
I
nigga?
would've
How the fuck
sued
you even
Stephen
gonna
A.
ask me
Smith.
that shit? Like,
I wish the nigga would ask me about my medical history. I would
right?
sue a nigga.
And
on spot.
Nick, that's exactly how I felt too. I'm like, if you black and you know what LeBron goes through every time he fucking type a tweet against racist white America, why would you try to get on TV and defame him or pressure him or try to, you know, put dirt on his name about this vaccine? You know what he go through with these white people. I don't understand it.
Stephen A. Smith is paid to do that.
Yep.
Because you got to understand,
Yeah.
we have to understand this. If a black, unfortunately, beating down on black men is very profitable in this country. But you have to be very strategic. If a white man get up there and say anything, especially now, look at the temperature of the world,
Right.
about LeBron James, it's going to be taken out of context, and he's going to be looked at as being
you send
racist or
Stephen A.
anything.
Smith.
So, but if Stephen A. Smith say it, we can't use the racist card.
But my whole thing is that
Even if someone's putting a battery in his back.
Keep playing the donkey.
But he went from just being a nigga who didn't make it to the NBA to now he best buds with all the pro athletes. So without that,
And
what
you
does he
know-
have?
you know what?
He has a
Like-
nigga with a hairline.
You know what? Sometimes Stephen A. will like speak up for like black coaches in the NBA or in the NFL and how they get, you know, the short end of the stick, which is true. He speaks up on
Skill.
he speaks up on like black issues sometimes, but when he did that shit last night, that just pissed me off to the highest point. I couldn't believe he went on TV and did that shit.
Did you get vaccinated? Nobody's turning the camera around to the cameraman.
No one
Hey,
cares.
did you get
That's what
vaccinated?
no one cares about Stephen A.
I
Smith.
get it, but it's like that. I just feel like the level of insight that we feel entitled to have to these people's lives because they entertain us for 2.5 hours several, you know what I mean, 82 days a fucking year is just asinine to me. Like, everybody doesn't, and I understand that we are in a culture of oversharing, right? But that's these motherfucking kids that's oversharing. These real adults of a certain generation were taught that you keep what's private, and everything is not for everybody. You know what I mean? And I feel like they feel like since we're in a culture of oversharing, that everybody has to overshare all the shit that they do.
And when has any drug been good for everybody? That's crazy to even think that.
Right.
No drug on the planet,
Right.
no food on the planet is good for everyone to take or do. So that's enough. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I just think it's crazy for people to ask somebody about their medical history. I think it's crazy to me.
That's like asking, did you?
Yeah, I'm
I'm gonna ask if you got AIDS, nigga.
Yeah.
You ask me if I took a shot. Nigga.
Right, because if somebody
I'm a-
said,
I'm a
when's your
get- I'm
last
a-
STD test, they think that's rude.
Go ahead, Carla.
I mean, if you're in a relationship,
Yeah,
you better
I'm gonna get off with this. You can actually look the interview up. It's only like 8 minutes. It's on YouTube. But he did say, like, you know, LeBron James he doesn't have to tell us, you know, whether he's going to get vaccinated. If he is already vaccinated, he doesn't have to tell us he's entitled to privacy. He said that, but then he basically said the opposite, which was he should tell people to get the vaccine. He should tell people whether he got it or not. And I'm just like, bro, you can't have it both ways. But
you can't. You know why
it
you can't
was-
do that?
it was
'Cause
just-
you'll be
it was stupid.
liable
If somebody
for
gets
if
it,
somebody gets
right.
it and they die, and they said, well, I only got the shot because
Thanks,
LeBron told me to go get the shot.
Right.
Now you're
Yeah.
lying.
But my whole thing is, how much do you want to? This nigga already saved your fucking league last year. But once and we're gonna segue to George Floyd. But once that George Floyd shit happened, he fucking saved y'all's motherfucking league. Now y'all want him to save it? Like, come get off the
And
man's
look,
back.
and this what
Get
this
off
what
the
made
man's back.
and that's what made Jordan so smart is that I think he peeped that.
And-
I think
and
he peeped that the
refused
moment
to
the
speak.
moment I play this game with y'all gonna hold it against me. So he never participated in that political game, you
Right.
know. And I think that was, as a businessman, that was a genius move
Mhm.
because now no one goes to Jordan with the BS.
'Cause if he ain't gonna
Anything
get the
happen in
answer,
the
no
streets,
way.
we don't turn to Jordan and ask for. But I think we should respect him as a basketball player. LeBron James has never asked to be this person.
Right.
Black people got on TV like Stephen A. Smith and said, "Where's LeBron James? Why he ain't said nothing?"
Like Dave Chappelle
No
said,
black
"Where's Ja?"
person. Yeah,
Nobody
where's
gets-
Ja? Like
where's
no,
Ja?
no one is asking any athletes, any actors. No, think about it, no other culture does this.
Right. Nobody went to
You think-
baseball. Baseball playing right now.
You
Ain't
think
nobody
they finna
asking
send
all
Wayne
them fucking white boys
Gretzky
on the
out there to give a
Dodgers,
speech?
y'all got vaccinated.
No, but they COVID test them, right?
They
No,
COVID
but I'm
test
saying
the
they don't.
NBA
They don't
as
talk to
well.
that. They don't make the. That's the thing. Like they don't do that to the white
The
any
white
other nation of athletes.
Yeah.
For some reason, with black people, they don't talk to the educators in our communities. They talk to the athletes
And it's
the
like
entertainers.
it always
you
feels
know?
like I think as black people we're always held as the end all be all representative for the whole motherfucking race, regardless of whatever the issue is, regardless
Right.
if we're knowledgeable,
Yeah,
regardless
they
if it
get
got
an Italian
anything
person to tell
if
the
it got
Italians
anything to
to go
fuck
do it.
to do with us. You know
Right.
what I mean? We're always like, there's a black man, what the black man think? You know what I mean? But
Right.
nonetheless, enough of that. Speaking of black men, so it is a year from the George Floyd tragedy last year, right? So within that year, obviously, we have seen riots upon riots upon riots. I shouldn't say riots.
And black people dying,
We
still
have
dying.
seen the voice of the unheard displayed numerous times across America over the past year, right? I don't want to call them riots. But violence is the voice of the unheard when the people who can hear them out stop listening. So what do you guys think racially? How do you feel as if the climate is better, worse, indifferent in a year? You had Derek Chauvin. He went to jail, right? Everybody was you know what I mean? Everybody was excited behind that.
I hate to use what ifs, but I always say, even in that situation, if we didn't have the people who videotaped it, he wouldn't have went to jail. Just so we do understand.
But not necessarily
nothing
because you had Rodney King. This isn't the first
Yeah,
shooting This isn't the first shooting that has been videotaped. There's a lot of body cams that have been videotaped. I think the difference is that collectively the world was fed up. You know what I mean? I think that was
to
the
an
difference.
extent,
To an
because it's
extent.
still happening. One thing I always go back to is the black man, which I never knew about the black dude in Minnesota who accidentally shot
The white lady.
the white lady.
You know why you didn't
and
hear
he
about
got
it?
20 years.
Right.
And that says to other police officers, black or white, if you shoot someone white, we're going to prosecute you.
Right.
That's the first thing it says.
Mhm.
So you're very hesitant about pulling your gun
Mhm.
on a white person. But if you shoot or kill a black man, black woman, doesn't matter. You keep your job, you're going to be fine.
But I
Don't
think
worry
that
about
was
it.
why
That's
there
the
was so
signal.
much uproar is because the reason you never heard about that police officer
Mhm.
is because he was dealt swiftly and in a
Mhm.
timely manner.
And-
So there was no
and
need
nobody
for
stood up for
right.
it.
There was no need for any like any vocal I guess the community to be vocal because they did what was right and they arrested him immediately. You know what I mean? But it's why do we always have to beg and scream and
Because
cry
I
and
think,
make
I'll tell
posters
you
and
where it
fucking
I
shit?
think it starts at. And I mentioned this yesterday on my show. I think because I'm really been with the writing and just into watching movies, and I watch things totally different now. I was telling Nick yesterday I watched Equalizer with
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah. Great show. Queen, I think, fantastic. But we have a responsibility of what we put out. We just really do, and so we got to start understanding that.
But who do we
That-
talk to? I think
Because the writers in the movie, in this TV show this weekend, and I know I'm repeating myself on Sunday, there's a scene, okay, we're going to do a scene, and someone's going to get shot. Who's going to get shot? Is this, if it's not a real story, if it's not a real situation, anybody can get shot.
Mhm.
So you have black kid, black girl, white kid, white young man. So why not shoot the white kid? Let's put the white family through the same thing that black families always been going through, which is the black kid gets shot. Oh my
But
God!
do you know why they don't do that?
Because
black trauma is entertaining to Americans.
Again, and that's why I said I think you change it. If I'm on her set, if I'd have been there, I would have said Queen, because she's the executive producer. I'd have said Queen, let's shoot the white kid. Not saying that because we got to do this. And the response, the whole response was her daughter was like, oh my God, my best friend. She wasn't dating this black kid. She just followed him to go get a pizza. Same thing she did with the white kid. So why not say, instead of us doing the same thing and making everybody feel comfortable that the black kid died, that we feel okay when that he died. Okay, and we just keep moving on.
I get that, but I feel like
I think this is part of that.
Yeah, but I feel like one, there needs to be a collective outrage.
And
Two,
maybe you don't kill nobody.
And we need to stop digesting that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of these so-called, I shouldn't say so-called, but all these film and movies that have been coming out of the last couple of months that everybody is talking about. You have the Them, you have the Underground Railroad.
I didn't even want to watch the one. Someone said the movie Monster is good. But I said I refuse to watch that fucking movie.
I think I watched that. It actually was good. I watched that last night.
But you got a young black man. The cover is a young black man who doesn't look like he could be a
about
bad
that
person.
life.
So so what you're telling society is that my son, who looks totally regular, could be a monster. Because the movie's called Monster.
But that's the
which
thing
means it makes society and white people go.
I just don't understand why everybody is so up in arms because I made the collective decision years ago to stop digesting black trauma. Like, I don't want to, like, even the George Floyd video, I've never seen it to this day. I don't watch police shooting videos. I don't watch world star hip hop fighting videos. I don't watch any movie that is black trauma. Like, I none of that shit. I don't watch none of that shit because it's like I'm tired of consuming fucking black trauma as entertainment.
But not
what about music?
Doesn't make it stop.
Really, I don't. I really don't. Most of the music I listen to is real kind of vibey. The only time I listen to like real hood rat shit or whatever is like maybe if I'm getting dressed or something like that, like just kind of in the mood. But no, like the other day I just put on Spotify's like new hip hop releases. I don't know what the fuck half the people on this list were or what they were saying. You know what I mean? So that's just really not. Like I had a guy put on some shit the other day. And I was asking nigga, you fuck city girls? What is this shit you putting on? I'm a grown lady. Turn on some different music. Like this nigga really put on some fucking little baby or something.
Yeah,
I am not a city girl. What is this?
Not old movie, but it was out a while ago. I forget. The guy and the girl went on a date. And then the cop pulled him over.
Slim.
Yeah, I just saw that. Like,
I love that movie, but I hated the ending.
The ending, and I wish I could be.
And I hate to say it because I feel like Lena Waithe, is that her name? She was the producer or writer or credited with Queen and Slim. She does an incredible job on The Chi, right? I think that is a really good, well balanced show. On Showtime is The Chi, but she also came out with Them, which a few months ago, what people are complaining about is that's hers as well.
Nigga,
and it just seems like
I couldn't get past this. I told Nick, the white lady that came over in the beginning, she go, "I want your black baby."
I couldn't.
I went.
I didn't watch
I'm not watching this shit.
To me, it's just like the issue I had with Queen and Slim is I felt like, why can't we ever have the happy ending?
Why can't we?
Why can't? And especially
Django.
if it's it's written by a black person, produced by whatever the case. It's like we should have been able to pick it up in 10 years when they was in Cuba and they had a couple little chocolate babies running around and they living off the land. It's like, why we gotta let? Not only do they get fucking sold out, but they get sold out by the
Hold
homies.
on, have you, Shelly? You gotta watch the last 3 days.
It's called The Last 3 Days.
Yeah, it's movie Russell Crowe. It's the white version of Queen and Slim.
Okay.
He breaks his wife out of federal prison.
And get away.
And get away happily ever after, nigga.
And
the wife
go to Canada.
I see. Look,
Of course he does.
And he didn't know what the fuck. And he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing the whole day.
No, this is the killer. This is the killer. The part that kills me when they figure out, because of course the cops got to figure out.
Where is Last 3 Days at?
I seen it on Netflix. Okay. So when the cop figures it out, as they're going to try to stop the guy, they have this little moment of maybe he's a good guy. And I say, why? What is this? Why this man and broke his wife out of federal prison? And how are we even talking about him being a good person? And his wife was in jail for murder.
Right. But Queen and Slim, this motherfucker was a lawyer, and the other one was about to graduate with his master's, but they got it done.
Up.
And they could have did it exactly. Remember what's the movie when my man's wife, he was cheating, or she was cheating on him, and he killed the guy, and then he was going to turn himself into the police, and he stops. What's my man from American Gigolo? What's his name?
I've never seen American
Yeah, that's
Gigolo.
me.
He was the first one. Anyway, so in the movie, he kills the guy who's fucking his wife.
Okay.
He goes over to the apartment. Remember, he was looking at the globe, and he hits the guy in the head with the globe because it was globe he bought his wife, and he took it over. She took it over to the.
What's the name of the movie?
American Gigolo.
No.
American Gigolo is that movie, but
Richard Gere?
Yeah, remember Richard Gere?
Yeah. What movie is that though? You talking about?
And remember, the wife was dating the artist.
His wife was cheating on him.
His wife was cheating
Oh,
on
it
him.
was the one that he was big for, Fugitive.
No.
It's around that time though.
But Richard Gere's wife cheated on him.
Okay.
He buys her a globe. She takes the globe to the dude's house. She forgot it there. So he knew that,
Something was going on.
something was going on. He gets there and he sees the globe. He automatically knows then, you fuck him out. He has this and hits the guy with the globe. He dies. He rolls him up, kills him. The wife eventually finds out that he killed him. He said, fuck it, I'll turn myself in. The end of the movie is beautiful. He's at the light. The police station's right here. He has the blinker on, and the movie goes off.
It's called Unfaithful.
It's a
Great movie.
because
you don't know what happened.
Because you don't know what happened. Queen is Slim, just like when you did Lucy or Louise and Thelma, when they went off the cliff, motherfuckers. Well, they really didn't die because they went off the cliff. You could have did the same thing with Queen and Slim. At the end of the movie, even if you want to say the raggedy nigga told, let's just say he did it. But let's say he did it to help he get the money and he helped them get away.
Right.
That's the way I would have wrote the movie. Why not let them get away? They went through all this other shit, and it's not a real movie.
Right.
It's fiction.
And they're not even really criminals.
Yeah,
They're
it's
not
fiction.
even really criminals.
And they could have got, and we saw that the police, what they do. We got to put that in there. You could have did that. Now, let's say the people who do the studio, gave them the money, said, you can't have, maybe she had that ending, or they had the ending, and they said, no, you can't. Because something that may happen.
That happens, yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're the writer on that movie was fantastic until
Even though
the fucking ending.
I didn't like old girl in it though. She was annoying as fuck. But that
But
goes to show that she was a
great
she
actor,
played the shit out
and
of
it was
that
a
role.
great
Right.
thing. But
Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yo, the hell again is one.
when I
What's
tell you
cracking?
I'm changing this shit, I got a movie
Hey,
called Plantation.
you know what, too? Even movies that you don't really,
Call from one.
we don't even think about it like that. Perfect example, Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, great movie.
Yeah, think about the fact the white dude, he kills his wife and her, her lover or whatever, goes to jail. He escapes, gets treated, better in prison than a lot of the other ones. Escapes with money and all that, to this island, living happily ever after. Now, Morgan Freeman, he brings him along, but Morgan Freeman serves his full term.
Yep. Because that's how they want this shit. That's how they got to make it look like. Like, every fucking time you watch a TV show, black kid die, white kid is going, well, whatever, and they all of a sudden, why is always their parents are the motherfuckers who have shit going on?
Hey, so look, hold on, stay right there. I'm
Yeah.
looking at a bunch of black movies, right? I'm trying to find one with a good ending, so I'm going through like Boys in the Hood,
Nope.
because Doughboy died.
Yep.
Morris
Ricky
Chestnut
died.
died. Ricky died. Then we got Do the Right Thing.
No, because the
Dudda
radio
Yeah, Radio died.
Yep.
Set It Off.
No.
Nope.
Vivica died.
Nope.
Queen died.
What about House Party? Though
That was a party movie, though. Okay.
So as long as we giggling and cheap,
Yeah, because look, Men's Society.
Well, he didn't die, but
No, Kane died. Everybody died, but Old Dog.
Oh, that's right.
Old Dog and the kid, the only two people live. Get Out. What happened to Get Out? Did the black dude live?
No, that was a good ending. That's a good. Remember, his friend got him out the woods. His friend was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"I didn't
yeah.
want to say it, but I
Okay,
told
so
you
we-
I
so."
told you so. Yeah.
So we win one and Get Out.
Now, I feel
Django,
like
we won.
That's what I feel like Jordan Peele, even though he does make black horror films, I do feel like he always makes the ending so we win in the end. You know what I mean? Like he's never made like even with Us or something like that, they always prevail in the end.
And again, we're not saying we have to win.
No,
but
we have to win.
It has to
We
be.
have to
I
I think
win.
it has
We
to
gotta
be
win.
even perspective when you're writing a non-fictional movie. When it's about fiction, it's not about.
But they're murder. They're serial killers.
Right. We had
They
100
go to
years
show.
of
They
cinema
go
of
to show
not
even
winning.
in the
Like,
movie.
nigga, you got a decade or two in your bag for us.
Yeah, I think didn't Candyman die in Candyman? Like how did that happen? Nigga? Like come on, man. Chucky been alive for 50 years.
But you know what? They go to show that even their perspective of us, even in movies, versus our perspective in real life, the perspective of them in movies is they don't care about us.
Yeah.
Our life is not valuable.
Our life is not that important. You're absolutely right. But I also believe part of that, desensitizing people, or us, or just white people in general, because that's who has to go fight to make sure our shit get right, is that you go, oh, black men die. Okay, they die all the time. Like I said on Monday, I'm trying to understand if I go and create, just murder a bunch of people and they catch me and I go to jail, there's people that will fight for me not to be killed
on death row.
Right.
On death row.
Right.
They don't even know me. They'll come fight for me.
Right.
But if I get pulled over and run, this motherfucker can shoot me and it's over because I ran from him.
Well, I mean, this is a
I got another movie for y'all too.
Say it again.
I think I got another movie where think about life with Eddie Murphy and Martin, but look how long they was in jail
for life for the bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? And
at
the end is when they finally got out.
But remember they had to escape out. They didn't even get free.
Yeah, they escaped. They didn't get
out. They had to break out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to escape to get out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But they served. They was old when they got out. So it ain't like they got out when they was young. You know.
And then I'll go a step further. When you did The Color Purple, and they wouldn't even give the motherfuckers an Academy Award for Best Movie. And they knew this, because you know if you do this as a Best Movie, there are going to be more movies like this put out that's going to look and show us in a bad light. Yes, motherfucker, we're going to show y'all motherfuckers.
But the Academy is, they real washed. They got,
but we didn't know that.
An uphill battle.
Yeah, we
Fuck
got
the Academy.
yeah.
I mean, that's what the
we gotta make, thanks for calling, yo. We gotta make better movies, man.
But I just feel like to help out George Floyd, because black men are still being killed. It ain't stopped. They just showed another one, which I didn't like you. I didn't watch.
It's been an upstick. Is that the word? Uptick in a lot of the images that we are seeing of like
because they have body cams.
I don't think it's about the body cams. I feel like
I keep warning y'all. They did this right before they started throwing them people in them pits over in Germany. You guys can look. You don't have to take my word for this, man. I encourage everybody tonight, when you get done watching this show, it is worth your life to go look at what Hitler did. It's mirroring what is happening right now in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with constantly. You've never seen dead bodies on display like this,
right.
Ever. They blur it out every time on public TV. Mm-hmm. This is the only time you've ever seen it. The only time in history they've done this is right before the Nazis took over.
So who do you think taking over America?
It's not about taking over. It's about what's going to happen. What you do is you separate people into classism, okay? This is what they did in Germany, right? Mm-hmm. How do you do that? Let's do it with the medical field. You know why? Because a certain group of people can't afford medical assistance, which happen to be black and brown people.
Right.
So what happens one day if they wake up and say, you know what? Everybody who's vaccinated can now do this.
That's what they're saying now.
Everybody who's not vaccinated has to go stay over here now in these little camps to keep the safety of everybody. Guess who's not vaccinated? Black and brown people.
Right, my ass.
This is exactly what happened in Germany, what they did to them Jewish people. Now, y'all can think it's a conspiracy theory or whatever it is.
Would you break down and get the vaccine, or would you just tell Michelle it's been real?
Bro, they're going to have to shoot me, bro.
Tell Michelle's a dummy.
Well, I'm just thinking she got it and you didn't, so I'm asking, like, would you get the vaccine so you could go with your family? Or would you just be like,
you guys do realize there are black and brown people that have gotten vaccinated.
Yeah,
I went down to the hood, and everybody there was black and brown.
But when you talk about the groups who have not been vaccinated or who have not gotten assistance, it's been black and brown people. So even if it doesn't work, if I just separate the people and say, well, now what? These people ain't been vaccinated. They're not safe for us to be around. They call Jewish people dirty and monsters.
I'm just skeptical because I feel like never in the history of America have black people ever been positioned to be the first to receive anything and to be in the front line. Any fucking thing. Now all of a sudden there's this experimental vaccine going, and we are the ones that need to go first. Like, wait, hold up. We always have to shit into the fucking
What's crazy is that I went in LA somewhere in like the hood to get my vaccine because in the valley I couldn't get it. there was literally rich white people driving up in
Right.
LA
Yeah,
to get these vaccines.
Because of the
Because they
lines.
know that the black people folks
And wasn't doing it.
taking it and shit.
And
But
their
then
lines were
once
shorter
they
than
started seeing that, a lot of them were like, well, let me go get vaccinated. Like, why are they
But
driving
then you
to
also
our
have to think of
towns?
the mistrust when you come to like Mrs. Evers' boys and the syphilis experiments that they did. You know what I mean? Like they injected all of these grown black men with syphilis just to monitor them to see how it was going to work, knowing that they could have given them penicillin to let it. You know what I mean? So as you
For
have
30 years.
right, so you have
and their
generations.
children. And their children got
so
it.
you have generations who have been negatively affected by that. So it's like if the government. Look, I
This
don't
was
trust
the
nothing in a
government who
fucking
did this.
syringe. Nothing.
And
like,
think
I
about-
remember when I went to jail. Don't shoot me up.
Have you been
Sorry,
vaccinated with anything?
It was
Like
only-
your immunizations?
I mean, I had my basic vaccinations when I was born, but nothing extra. But I remember they kept trying to say, "Oh, it's just a tetanus shot." I got insurance, and I'm posting bail. I'll run that shit tomorrow. Don't nothing in that syringe. Don't put it in my fucking arm.
Did you
know
have
what I
to get any when you went to Africa?
Just a yellow fever, Thai flu. Yeah, just yellow fever, Thai flu. I think that was it.
Listen,
And meningitis.
I just encourage everybody to do your own research, man. Don't go what people say. The nigga the person who owns the word COVID or owns these vaccine names, his philosophy in life is for poor people to have less children. This is what him and his wife said.
Oh, I will say this.
Bill Gates?
This is Bill Gates. This is their mission statement for their business, right? And the way they think they can fix the world is stop poor people from producing children. That's black and brown people.
But why
Right.
poor people?
Because
But
his
let me
logic
tell you
is
something.
if poor people have children, they're going to produce more poor people. Because they don't. This is what he said. This is not me making this up.
But poor people
Because-
have all the flavor to the world.
Because
No,
no
listen,
phone
I
call.
got the
He's saying that they don't
vaccine.
have the resources to provide assistance to kids, right? If you have, if a poor family has 4 or 5 kids, right, then obviously everybody's gonna be in struggle. But what groups of people are having 4 or 5 kids?
Right.
White people, for the most part, don't have 4 or 5 kids. Asian people don't do this.
Right, but
It's us. So what he's saying is the fact that black and brown people keep reproducing so damn fast is the problem.
I get that. But it's like the people.
I got the vaccine.
I feel
I
like
didn't-
a lot of shit I say is not appropriate for a hot mic.
Yes, it is.
I got both shots of the vaccine. Only symptoms I had was like tired and sore arm. But I will say, since my second vaccine, I had 1 menstrual cycle, and that was a cycle from hell. And since then, and I'm on the pill. It went away a week into my pill. My period has not gone away. I've been spotting ever since. Like literally, now I'm going on to my second menstrual cycle, my full one. And so I'm like, I don't know. I'm confused. So I'm on TikTok. Of course, I fell across vaccine TikTok. All these girls on birth control, same problem. So I'm like, does that mean like, is our pill not working? Are we like sterile now? I mean, I don't want to have any more kids anyway, but we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right, and that's
Well, shit, we won't know
That
from the
part.
probably, and this is the scary part. We probably won't know for 5 years or until these people who are getting these shots have kids.
But then I wonder
You know?
if this is happening to women, then what's happening to the men? Because men obviously don't get periods. You know, so I'm like,
Right.
I wonder what's happening in their bodies that we don't know.
If you're asking me, I'm assuming they're trying to stop people from having children reproducing. And if you ask me, it's kind of a coincidence they're telling black and brown people to get the vaccine, and the same people producing it seems to want to stop us from having
They
kids.
did say the other day this is the lowest rate of kids being born
And the highest
Ever.
death rate. I just looked this up.
ever.
So
Not for
last
him.
year was the lowest birth rate, right? And this year we're going into a higher death rate than last year. So that means less people are being born, more people are dying. This is exactly what Bill Gates said in his
older
press
people are
conference.
living longer,
Mhm.
which mean you have a newborn at a grandfather or granddad at a newborn's birthday. Yes.
Yes. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, this is Dana calling from Valley Village.
Hey,
Hey,
Erin, lean back.
Nick referenced Nazi Germany. I wanted to reiterate that that's true. There were 5 steps to Nazi Germany, and we are at the 5th step. I'm not saying COVID-19 isn't real. I do believe it's something, but I knew it was, the play was in when police officers and firefighters weren't going in droves to get it. And they're near the public or close to the public as much as anybody else.
Wow.
That's real shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look
thought
this
about it
up.
like that.
They don't want to get it. Some of them are taking early retirement or they're doing whatever they have to do to avoid it. But I do believe it's going to come down to, it's going to be like a stamp on a passport or something. Yes, you're vaccinated. No, you're not.
Are you going to get it?
Nope.
Me either.
I know too much. I've read too much. Do you read a medical apartheid? It is nothing but the fixes in, and Bill Gates is a eugenist. he does believe that if poor people had less children, then we could cure some of the ills of the world. And I'm talking about on international level. I'm not talking about America. America's small. If their military wasn't so strong, those coups would have happened long ago.
Right. I agree.
Thank you, Dana.
That was my 3 cents.
Thank
Dana.
you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Okay,
Bye.
so to round it out,
Good call.
right?
But what you're saying, you won't get it even if they're like, you can't
I'm good.
fly out of state anymore. Like,
I
you
don't
can't
think
travel.
they'll do
I'm
that.
good. I'm
I
good.
don't think they'll do that.
Yeah, because it's
You
going to
can't
be
do
too
that.
hard to
It's
do
going to
it.
be too hard to do
Yeah.
that. It's too much international travel.
Mhm.
You can't. I
But
mean,
they're already saying you need a vaccine passport to like go into
Yeah.
other countries.
it's
Not a
it's not
vaccine
enforceable
passport.
because it's
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. It's a vaccine passport. Google it.
well, basically, it's not a vaccine passport. It's the same thing that you would get if you travel internationally and you get like your shots or whatever to travel internationally. It's basically just showing you what shots you got, where you
but you
got
won't be
it.
able to go.
That
Ain't going
fuck these people. Don't
I ain't
believe
going
them shit, girl. Don't be scary. Fuck these people and they shit. I'm getting on your motherfucking flight. I'm gonna take my COVID test 3 days before. I'm gonna take it when I come back. But y'all can kiss my ass. No, I'm not taking that shit.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
take
doing
it.
But then there's some people that are catching COVID and then they're keeping them in whatever country that they're like. If they're
Right,
leaving
but
it.
that's an extra 2 weeks of kicking it. They pay for it.
That's one way of looking at
No,
it.
but they're locking you
So
up.
that's
Like,
a
you
2
can't even
weeks
go
of kicking
outside.
it.
I know, but I'm in my room and the food free, right? The drinks free, right? I'm kicking it.
Caller.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's DJ out there in Vegas for the record. One
What's
more
cracking,
again.
DJ?
I wanted to go back to the movie thing.
Okay.
Do y'all remember how they even started shooting in Queen and Slim at the end?
I haven't seen Quinn.
Didn't because she ran or he ran or
No, she was like
No,
carrying his
no.
body.
What was it, DJ?
They was like walking. They was about to like give themselves up. They were like holding hands, like walking towards the cops. The cop told them not to shoot, and a female officer just like shot for no reason.
Right.
Yep.
So she shot on like accident because she shot, and then she looked like uh-oh, and then everybody looked at her, and then they was like, what the hell? And then he picked the girl up while she shot and dying. He picked her up and started walking towards the police, no weapons, just her in his hands, and they unloaded on him, on both of them,
And
while he had her dead in
that's
her hands.
all the writer.
Like,
the
why
writer
would you
could have
write
not
that?
wrote that
Why-
shit. You could
But
just say,
why? We have to find out who wrote that and why. You have to answer, why would you write that?
You know what?
why would
There
you
were
want
no
that
threats.
image to go
You
out?
know what, DJ? I agree with you because I feel like if that was a slight made to, let's say, homosexuals or something, it would have been an uproar.
Yes.
If they
Yes,
would have killed a transgender and a
Or
transgender
Japanese.
couple at the end, it would have been a
Asian.
problem.
Or Asian
What
person.
is up with this?
Bro, they
Stop
literally just
Asian
shot him
hate
up
bill
for
that we
nothing.
just had?
Thanks, DJ. We finna move on.
Like,
I don't know what
Well,
the
because
fuck.
people are so
Good
tired
call,
of
DJ.
Dick
COVID.
said
Like,
from
it's
this
not their
point on, we
fault.
should all
Yeah, from this
refer
point
to
on, we should
ourselves.
all identify as Pacific Islanders.
And then
Okay.
we'll have the
Okay?
rights.
Because what they gonna say? You not, nigga? Just say you a Pacific. We always on a translated slave trade, so who knows? From now on, we all got some Asian in this nigga, so
I
we
just
got the
feel like
laws.
you have
we
2%
literally
There you go.
can't even get just recently, for the first time in most people's recent history, we're able to get a police officer, right, who is sworn in to protect and serve, to be held accountable for an unjust murder of a black person. But yet, and I'm not saying that there's anything right with this, and this statement is fucking problematic, so I already know, right? But then you have Asian people getting talked to crazy for like fucking what, 120 days, and now we pass a whole bill. But you done had these black people getting fucking hung from tree. We got
And
whole
you can't
fucking
even pass a law.
songs that are in the Hall of Fame of best records of America about niggas hanging from trees, and we still can't get shit.
So what does that tell you? That sends me a very clear message, though. So I understand what the message is. I'm cool.
Where the Africans at?
Caller.
Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey y'all, it's Nakia from the Bay.
What's going on,
Nakia,
Nakia?
was you eating or running? What you
Hey.
doing?
What?
What are you doing?
What's up, Nakia? What you doing? You laying down?
No, I'm actually in my kitchen cleaning up.
Oh, you sound like you in the kitchen. What's going on?
Shut up. I've been asleep most of the day. Anyway,
Sound like you
so
just woke
I
up.
was just, I actually did probably about an hour ago. Just wanted to chime in about the movie situation or whatever. So basically what I'm getting from you guys is that, you know, in all the dramas that we've been in, or all the like street dramas and things like that, we die. But to be honest, sometimes in those situations in real life, we die.
Right. Yeah,
so
but if it's one,
but wait, let me finish my statement.
Right.
Isn't it just art projecting real life?
No.
In those movies?
No.
So give us the movie that shows the other side, that when we don't die at the end.
Just on GP.
Because that happens.
Not being a comedy.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be honest, look, I set it off. Those three died, but one got away.
No. But look, we could watch. I just gave you an example of a white movie where he broke his wife out. Nobody died. The kid, the wife, the husband, everybody lived. The driver, everybody lived. So my point is, just give me an example where this is the same thing that happens in all these movies. We watch an Asian movie. This nigga fight 36 ninjas. Don't get one cut on him. So just give me the one black. Just give me the one black film, right? That's an action-based film or drama that we just don't die in the end. Where it's a happier ending.
Okay, I got you. The one with Denzel Washington and Marky Mark.
What are you talking about?
Two guns.
Who
watching two? No, listen.
No, I guess you're missing it.
A black movie, not a movie with a black
so
person.
I'll make it more simpler for you. So I'm watching Bull. And it's about a white guy who goes into the courtroom and he's able to read the jury. So there's different cases that come in. So one of the cases that come in is they peel back and they go back to, I think it was 84. And this black man gets arrested for not doing anything. The white cop just need to arrest somebody. He arrests him. He goes to jail. He stays in jail for however long. They finally get the case, and the case goes back in. They find out he didn't do what they said he did. So the son is mad about what happened. Yo, you arrested my dad, whatever. The next scene, the cop dies. They assume the son did it. So they release the dad and arrest the son. Because they think he killed him. And again, it's not a real story. It's fictional. So you could have did this with any character. You could have did it with a white character. It's not like I wouldn't have believed it.
My whole thing is that I feel like until we have an abundance of school shooting movies,
and it's never been one.
There's never been one.
There's not one school shooting movie. It should have been out.
Not one.
You know why? Because they're not going to show white folks.
Columbine was 20 what?
They've never shown. And you would have thought
no school shooting
they would have. They're not going to shoot. They're not going to do the movie about the dude in the fucking in Vegas that shot all them white people.
No.
Because why?
Because
then you're gonna make.
It's not digestible. It's not entertainment.
It's not about being entertainment. They don't want you to be desensitized. They don't want you to be like, oh, it's cool. Go ahead.
I actually just watched a movie with a white movie where the guy didn't get off and he was murdered. It was Unhinged.
Oh yeah, that was great.
He sat there.
Was it all white?
He had
There's no choice.
Yeah, with Russell Crowe.
Huh?
No,
Russell Crowe.
We're not saying there's no movie ever made. We're saying the large percentage of most popular black films, quote unquote black films, was majority black casted or black director. It seems to be that the lead character that everyone seems to root for always dies in the black films. Versus, and it doesn't even matter what type of film it is. That's the sad part.
Or they're killing black men for no reason in a movie.
Or we laugh at the fact that it's well known that the black man dies in the first scene in the movie.
Everybody,
it's so well known that we laugh about this. But let's flip it. Let's make that an Asian man. You don't think they would have shut that shit down by now? If in every film we just shot the Asian man when the movie started? You don't think, that's what I'm saying. So we have a right as a culture, as a people, to be upset by these things. We should not sit, because nobody else would. If in every movie they killed the gay guy, and it was just known, in every film, if it's a gay guy, he getting shot. If we just knew that.
Look, they stopped doing those movies about the white bully beating up the gay dude. They stopped doing those movies.
Right.
That would be in every movie about high school.
Right.
They stopped doing that shit.
The bully white kid.
Yes.
Right. And they stopped. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just think that we have to say something. I think that as a people, we, like Erin said, I think we need to follow Erin's lead. We have to stop digesting it first.
And what you have to say.
And then we have to stand up for the right for it not to be consumed just all willy-nilly.
Stop showing that shit.
Okay. But then also at that point too, you can also sit there and we have influences like Speedy, you're a writer, and other things. make our own movies where those endings are not there.
And that's why I keep saying this, because they're black writers and they didn't do it. They had a chance to do that and they didn't do it. And somebody has to call it on them. Not when it's time for them to get an award. Right when they're interviewing them, you go, why didn't they live afterwards? Why did you have to kill Queen and Slim? Why did somebody tell you to do that? I want to know, just like everybody in this room want to know. I want to know who told y'all to do the movie that way. You wrote it.
Okay, so then use your platform to do that, Speedy.
Say it again.
Use your platform that you have right here on this show to do that.
And I plan on it. I have a movie called Plantation. When I tell you when this shit come out, I'm gonna show you how it's done.
Okay.
Okay.
On that note,
well, we're still waiting for.
Watch it. Shut up,
movie
motherfucker.
they made like white people the slaves.
I don't fuck brothers.
The black people were their owners.
No, that's not a good movie though. Thank you, Nikki.
No, there was a movie that either came out or was coming out of like the white people are slaves and the black people are their owners. Have you heard of it? It's supposed. I don't know if it's supposed to be a comedy. I don't know what it is. But
Now now we'll say this and then we'll go. The Bridgertons.
I love Bridgerton.
I couldn't get with it.
Fucking fire. The only reason it was fire to me because everything was
of the eye
even.
candy.
Like you saw black people that were king and queens and white people. Everything was on the same level, and to me it was like how it should be. Great movie, great fucking fantastic.
Shonda Rhimes wrote it, right?
Yeah.
She did a great job. It was fantastic. I didn't know, so I told the kids, I don't know, the kids were watching. I'm like, cool. And it was a gang of fucking in there. I was like, hey.
Yeah, apparently there is.
Don't watch that shit.
I'm sad they're not bringing him back for the next.
They not?
No.
He's not coming back.
They made a gang of money.
No, the Bridgerton's coming back, but not the guy, not the eye candy.
The brother?
Yes.
Because you know why?
That's the reason why we want to watch it.
But do you know why?
Because they're haters.
Because the black man was just, he fucked shit out the white girl and she fell in love with him.
No, that is not why. And then she's still going to be in the show. So it's like, how are you going to be married
the
and
black
husband's
dude
around?
got, y'all ain't getting shit.
He wasn't written out. He just chose not to return.
He said he wasn't invited back.
So, in white trauma, right? Let's end this on white trauma. So it was just announced today that there has been a grand jury that has convened for Donald Trump and crew and company.
What do you mean?
Okay, so you know that the Southern District of New York, right, as one of the most powerful.
Black girl.
Yes. And the Attorney General. So the head of the Southern District of New York and also the Attorney General of New York are both, I believe, black women. I know for sure the AG is. So they have been investigating Trump and his cronies for the last, I guess, 2 years or whatnot. Everything from tax evasion to...
Which they did.
Right. Pick a crime. They did it. So... Before, up until last week, it was always a civil investigation, right? So the Attorney General announced on Friday that it's actually turned into a criminal investigation and that they have convened a grand jury to meet 3 times a week for the next 6 months to see about charges being brought against Trump and his family and their dealings. And they have just pressured Alan Weisselberg, who was basically his daddy's right hand, his right hand, the CFO. A dime didn't go in or out without it. So, gentlemen, do right by your wives, because the only way they have this case is because Alan Weisselberg's son did his wife dirty, and she turned everything over to the cops.
Damn, you went a long way to get to that.
I'm just saying, she turned everything over. She turned everything over. She is going to.
But that's how y'all do. That's what y'all do.
Hey.
That's what y'all do.
What goes around comes around. You just got to make sure.
You just can't walk away?
It's not about walking away.
Just walk away.
I did. I dropped it off at the Manhattan District Attorney's office, and then I walked away. At that moment, I was like, you know what? I should just let this go.
Why y'all just can't go? Why
I did go. We go with a bang. So, right. I'll send you guys letters from jail. I don't think it's fucked up. I don't think it's treat people right. Don't ever be in a position where you fuck somebody over, right? And then they can fuck you over. Only fuck over people who can't fuck you over. That's all I'm saying.
How about don't fuck over nobody?
I agree with that. However, if you need to, make sure it's somebody who ain't got no
bottom feeder.
You ain't got no give back on you. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Shelly, you're supposed to say I wouldn't do that.
Hello?
Caller.
Shelly, you would.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I tried to switch it off my Bluetooth because all the background noise, but my phone, I'm driving, it won't let me.
Yeah,
so what I wanted to
That shit don't work.
Go ahead.
Did you get it?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, what I wanted to say is that Lena Waithe and Melina Matsoukas wrote and directed Queen and Slim.
Correct.
So if you have an issue with them, hit them on Instagram. What I also want to say to Erin's point is, well, before I get to Erin's point, I'll say that we're a commodity. If we're not useful in any sense or they can't make money off of us, then they're not interested. So, us making movies that we want to see, we have to be in those positions to make those movies.
Okay.
Agreed.
It just doesn't, it just doesn't show up like, oh, I want to see and all of this other. It just does not happen like that. But we have to move as a collective. If 3 million black people deactivated their Instagram and Facebook at the same time, that's a message.
Yep.
Right.
Sure is. You're very right.
You only have control over what you have control over, not what you don't have control. What is within your control, you move, and what is not, then you just have to let that go. But it has to be a collective move. You have to have the wind at your back. It can't be 500 people. It really has to be like 500,000. 50,000. Like just mass within 5 minutes. Like when they buy this merch from different Beyonce's or whatever, it has to sell out like that. Like, you just have to deactivate it and be like, yeah, or whatever. And what Nick was saying about the Pacific Islander, a few Asians were, targeted, beat up or whatever like that. They got a whole crime bill. He didn't have no questions. Biden was like, let me time and a date and I'll be there. Now, Biden is having George Floyd's family. That's a symbolic victory in sorts, but it's not giving us anything tangible we could touch. It's just a feel-good moment, a photo op. Those people go home back to the same misery they were in before they got to the White House.
Pass the bill, punk.
You have to have tangibles. You have to have tangibles. You have to say, we're not putting up with this no more. We, the lowest, whatever, we're going to refuse and stop the move as a collective.
Thank you,
because
baby.
it means nothing if I do it, Speedy do it. Sorry, Speedy, I know you got to go, but I just wanted to get that in there.
Seriously.
What happened?
Thank you, baby.
Listen, Dana, I agree with you 100%.
All right, so
we all Pacific Islanders now.
I know.
Get your work on.
Okay. So, thank you, everybody, for being here with me on my first show.
The Stiles Report.
The Stiles Report, yes. It was a long time coming. I had... we can do it every Tuesday.
I ain't like how that sound.
We'll keep you posted. I appreciate you guys coming along on the journey. I appreciate you guys not biting my head off because I know how I'm your favorite and all the time. So thank you for coming along on this journey. You guys were here first. So like always, we can't end the show without our wonderful sponsors. So like always, we have Twist to Access. Twist to Access. You twist, shake it up, and drink hemp. It's in the cap. Twist to Access was inspired by Earth's Axis, whose sole purpose is to keep us all in alignment. How do you stay in alignment? If you guys want some THC-free relaxation, it's a CBD hemp drink that it's in the cap. Do I turn it? Do they see it, or you just tell them how it works?
You gonna drink it?
Are you gonna drink it?
I'll drink it.
Or do you want to drink?
I mean, it's just CBD. I do harder drugs than this. No, I don't. I just smoke weed.
Give him a display.
Okay, so the way it works is actually super dope. She has a patented what is it called?
Call it hemp in a cap.
Hemp in a cap, and it's patented. So don't be trying to steal her shit. So you just spill it, and the reason they do it in the cap is because they want to make sure that it keeps its potency. If they release it into the water, then it's going to lose its potency over time. Thanks. This way that it has a longer shelf life, and once you drink it, you get everything that you need. So you just twist the cap. Ooh, look at that.
Shake it up.
Look how fun that is. Shake.
And there's water in there?
Yeah, it was already water in the bottom
CBD,
of it.
no THC.
And it's all CBD.
It has no sugar. It's only sweetened with monk fruit.
Huh.
You're not allergic to monk fruit, are you?
What flavor is that?
This is tropical berry daiquiri.
Tropical berry. What's with the daiquiri? What is a daiquiri?
A daiquiri is just like isn't it like a rum and fruit drink?
So how does it taste?
It tastes good.
How do you feel?
I mean, I just took it.
Yeah, so look, so if anybody remembers the last time Erin drunk this on on camera, she was sitting on the couch right there. And about 10 minutes into it, her feet was up on the couch.
I think
Her
I had
feet
been
were what?
drinking
Up
as
on the
well.
couch, she was super relaxed. No, because
can I have some?
I was looking at you. I'll give you
We got
some.
you, son.
I was looking at you, and then I had drunk some too, and then I started to get super chill and started relaxing.
Yeah.
I need to try this out.
It won't get you high, Shelly. Oh, it's no THC
Oh, you should
in
have
it.
seen me like 2 weekends ago.
Oh, you got high?
By accident.
So don't forget to follow. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. And more importantly, don't forget to purchase. Once again, that's Twist to Axis. It's a black-owned, black female-owned company.
Yes.
We're putting our foot in the game, and we're about to change the game. Twist to Axis.
And
Thank
we
you so
don't
much.
support black. We buy black.
Buy black.
Oh,
y'all.
buy black, not just support black. Buy black.
Oh, shout out Telex too.
Yeah,
And then I got this next. And then Telex. Where's Telex's thing at?
Just wing it.
Just hold the watch up. I got you.
This
Telex
is actually a very nice watch.
Yes, this is a luxury black-owned watch company.
Who
Okay.
believes in
Okay.
us, y'all.
Can you see? Like, do my
Fucking
Yeah,
believes
so
in us.
I asked him to drop this watch off. This is the one he sent in because you guys shop with them. So this is a unisex kind of style right here. So this, I would personally think this would look fly on somebody like, actually with your business suit on right there.
Let's try it.
You know, like if a female was going on like a little professional thing, needed to not look so feminine, wanted to kind of set her presence, that'd be a good watch. Or if you're a dude, you got a smaller wrist. You know,
Smaller wrist.
no, this because there's smaller guys out there, and sometimes if you're a smaller dude, you can't wear watches that
You
have
got
really
small
big
wrist,
faces.
Petey?
That have big faces on it. Because if you don't know, if you wear a watch and the face is too big, you look like a goofy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the watch does have to fit the
Today's
person.
Goofy's birthday.
Goofy was
Goofy who?
you know, Goofy was black.
Did you guys see that
last
video of that guy who has that
Fucked
Rolex
up.
holding up his dreads? They done went crazy
Locks.
with these PP.
No, but I like that style though. You know what I'm saying? Why
So
not?
apparently
Use
he
it
done
as
got a
bun.
PPP loan.
Use
and he
it as
got a couple
hair
extra
tie.
dollars.
Yeah.
And he bought an extra Rolex to use as a hair tie. This actually looks nice.
He's going to
that
jail.
does look nice.
Let me
on
see.
Wait, he uses PPP money for that?
Oh, that looks like a boss little. That look
Yeah,
a little
this
bossy
is a
on
good
you.
This looks nice.
So how did they know he used that money for that?
Cause why
he
else
ain't got
would
no real
they blow a Rolex on a headband for some locks?
All right, so make sure you guys go to Telex.
Telex.
Watches.com.
It's Father's Day. Father's Day is coming up. Don't act
And
funny.
you can get it really
I
fast.
was about to say buy it this week because you know Father's Day is the week after next.
Yes, rollout
You
code
can
is
get it real
rollout
fast.
50.
You can get it really fast.
Rollout 50.
Rollout 50 is the code.
Save $50.
Save $50. Oh, this is a
And
price.
again, most women, you guys don't know what you get your boyfriend, husband, whatever. That's a father.
Side piece.
What to get, side piece.
You should only get the. Keep going.
That watch is a great thing. Or you get your man cup.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah,
Should
listen,
I
ladies,
get
I
you
don't support none of these holidays, but if you just want to get your man something on GP,
Right. I
cologne
would-
is always a good thing. Watches are always a good thing, and especially personal items. So you know, a man cup would be cool.
Get a
or
man cup, but
anything
only
else.
get this for your man if he ain't got no temper and you ain't got no temper. Because if you guys are in a healthy, loving relationship where you
Let's
guys
be a
know how to
weapon?
communicate and use your
Yeah.
words, then I
don't think that's
definitely
me.
say get a man cup. If you guys are still volatile and toss things and
not
throw
that
things at
bad.
people, this is not the
Hold-
gift for
put your hand
you.
in.
This is an assault charge.
Change.
So just be mindful.
It's not that bad.
But yeah, it's a cup for a man. It's supposed to hold it like a man hand.
And you did say, if you at the party with this cup, you good for the rest of the night.
Yes, you know, for the weekend.
Yeah.
The weekend.
An alcoholic
right.
beverage?
Like this
Yeah.
is you
It's
would
like the size of my
nigga.
face.
You see what's on? Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom, Shelly.
Read that.
Right. You need to give a
Songs,
disclaimer with this
songs.
cup.
Yeah.
Like you need to be like, say, bro, I'm gonna be
runneth
drinking out this
over.
cup tonight.
So look,
Make sure I don't
the
do
whole
nothing
cup,
stupid.
the
Watch me.
brother who inspired the cup is as you can see, he's really into the good book.
Right.
That's why you see if you move your hand out the way, so right where the palm is, you see Adam right there. See, Adam is in the palm of God's hand.
Okay.
You feel me? And
I
he
thought that was
hand
a Flintstone.
and he that's hilarious. And he handcrafted. That's why I had to explain it because I knew Shelly was gonna do that. And he handcrafted the cup out of a stone. You know,
Oh,
that's
this
the whole
Shelly
inspiration
real.
behind the cup. Right.
Okay.
Right. So there's like a whole message behind it. So you know.
And it's black owned.
It's black owned.
And it's a novelty item, personally.
It's-
Like
yes,
I
it's
think it's a
definitely-
really cool thing to just have put on
Where
your
did they go,
desk.
Nick?
People come in. You
Where
go
would you
to
go?
Man Cup. Cup
Man
is spelled
Cup?
with a
With a K.
With a K, MANKUP.
Enterprises.com.
Enterprises.com.
And if you
Once
can't spell enterprise, you don't need the cup.
That's not true. Just Google it. Open up a new browser.
Or just type it in wrong. They'll correct spell,
Man
nigga.
Cup
Spell correct.
Enterprises.com. Get it for the man in your life. Only if you guys are in a healthy relationship
slogan.
where you guys use your words. If you guys still throw hands,
Or
don't
get
buy
him
it.
to watch.
Yeah, buy the watch. Buy the watch. If
Or
y'all still throw hands.
buy them some Twisted Access. Get a whole box, man.
Or
This is
maybe
calming
get
down.
some,
Relax
maybe,
them
yeah,
down.
maybe both of y'all need some of this. Get
Yeah,
this.
if you're not sure, but if your gift gonna work, get him to Twisted Access. Have him drink that first. He'll calm down.
Right. Put that watch on his wrist so he know
Yeah.
what time it is.
Yeah. Then give him the cup. Everything
And
is
then
good.
fill it up with the good shit. That's what the way.
It's been real. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me today. I will be back shortly.
Yes.
See you guys next week.
Wait, and last thing, we do have In a Man's World is now on Rollout Digital. So it's official. In a Man's World will be on every Thursday.
Who's in a man's world?
TDP, Lewis Diggs,
Oh.
and Jeff Arnold. The fans requested. I made it happen. It is only for the $20 Patreons, or you will have to wait a week to watch it. All right. So if you want to watch it live or you want to watch it as soon as it comes out, make sure you hop on that $20 tier.
So I can't come here on Thursday?
No, they said no women are allowed on their show unless they invite them. So I gotta respect their wishes. It's called In the Man's World. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys subscribe to the $20 tier. Hopefully we can get Erin to come back. I forget what the name we was gonna call this show, but I kind of like the Stiles Report.
The Stiles Report, right?
I kind of like the Stiles Report. And then we also have Freaky Friday. So if you guys missed last Freaky Friday, I feel bad for you because it got a little
got freaky.
It
Show
got a
some titties.
little freaky.
It got a
Some
little-
Show some
right,
titties.
some
right.
areolas came out.
It was. I
Show
saw a
some
little monkey
titties.
crawling on the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
We had a couple cat suits in this thing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Little
We had-
one
You
piece.
guys sprayed
Right.
everything down,
And
right?
then I got
Yeah.
tried like a bitch the next day because they thought that that's how I got down.
Yeah, so if you guys missed,
Mind the company y'all keep.
if you guys missed Freaky Friday, you guys missed all the,
You
exclusive
fucking hoe.
access to it.
We always-
Sign up for the $20 Patreon so you can see the Freaky Friday show, and we will be back this Friday for another edition of Freaky Friday.
Did you guys blur it out?
Get more
No.
fun. Of course not, Shelly.
I knew you
Don't blur it out. It's been real. Thank you guys.